Hmm. Oh, interesting. Interesting indeed, folks. How's it doing out there? Mm, mm, Hopefully, everybody's out there well. Going through some of this storming shit. How you all feeling? I don't have much people out here yet, so we'll see what's up. I know that we have a little time and a little discrepancies. Let me know who's in the chat. Excuse me. We're getting rid of the cold, don't worry. The little cough. It's just residual. Cutting it down, folks. We're cutting it down. Don't worry. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Not in hell. Who's in the chat so far? Hopefully we got our usual suspects. Sorry about that, Mike. Hopefully everything's going well in your life. We're going through this little storm. Little hurricane winds ain't hurting nobody too much. It's all good in the hood. How y'all feeling? So who's in the building today? Let's get some talk going.
I mentioned this a lot of detail.
Now, for those of you who don't know, my name is Charles Faulkner Jr., Officer of the Goddamn Law. Hopefully, everybody's well. Hopefully, everything's going swell. If not, kind of sucks for you, but we'll get you through there. Excuse me. Trying to clear that throat. We're going to talk about some real good stuff. Some heavy, some not. Some interesting, definitely. I like to talk about different subject matters. Some people may agree with, some people may not. I'm one of those people who just don't give a damn. I'm going to talk about what needs to be talked about. That being said, and that being honest, and I think a lot of people are not honest about it. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. I really want to hear from you. We're going to talk about the subject matter, the differences between the thug and the warrior, because as Sandog so elegantly put it, this is the proving ground. This is for your basic training, your advanced training. Now, when people get upset about certain things, they don't want to hear the truth. Listen, there was one of the biggest misconceptions in our community that the thug is the warrior class. No hell in the world has that ever happened. You will never have the thug in the warrior class. And for several reasons why. Several reasons why. Number one, the warrior class is the refining class. A thug, by definition, is not refined. How can you be a warrior without refinement? You cannot. Now, you might say, what is refinement? It's when you take all the impurities, all of the questioning, all of the fears, and you turn that person into a better version, a higher grade. You cannot do that with the thug unless they're willing to change their life and make it better. But usually, do we get that? The answer is no. This is one of the misconceptions because they're willing to do wanton violence on anyone's behalf. And one of the cardinal sins of black men is being the pit bulls of the community. You put yourselves in a position not of power, but of servitude. And that servitude and blind loyalty and blind protection is something that's gotten a lot of black men killed. And it can actually be pretty damn disturbing when some chick who's cheating on her husband goes tell her brothers to go shoot a house up, right? it's easy for her to send those Nimrods out there because she doesn't have to pay the price. She doesn't have to put her ass out there, right? That is not a warrior because a warrior, his most important trait is to know when to fight and when not to fight. And he would have told that woman, his sister, you were doing dirt and you're mad that your side nigga was doing him. Get a fucking life and be faithful to your husband or divorce him. But because you have this blind loyalty, trust all women, which you should never do. You see, and you know the case from the football player. The woman can't even take responsibility when they caught her in text messages. She hit shit up. And she literally said, I didn't mean for his house. I meant for anything but him or anybody else. So how would you know if he's home or not? That's not a warrior. That's a dumbass. And then guess what? You're dead with a couple of your buddies. And guess what she's going to do? Go fuck the next nigga on her husband. Yes, if that dude was any type of dude, he would have left her anyway. It's like I told my friend, I said, most women cheat because most men don't go looking. Most men got enough shit to worry about. And most men probably know already what they fucking date and marry. You know she a hoe or not. You know it. I just wish people stop acting like this is some new phenomenon shit. And the saddest part about it is that women have gotten this protection without actually being held responsible for it. And then what happens? You abuse it. You don't have any consideration for anybody's life. Hell, you date some of the most dangerous people you can find. You'll have children by them. And literally go out and have the audacity to get upset. While you're going out causing harm, destruction, and other stupid shit to other people's lives. For what? For what possible reason? But you don't give a shit. You don't give a damn. You don't give a damn. And the saddest part about this whole experience is a lot of idiots really think they're warriors. More about the difference between the warrior class. The warrior class is usually the fastest class or the fastest way to get into the upper echelon or in the higher classes. such as this is the reason why it's really hard for me to talk to so many goddamn civilians. You would tell black boys, and in some cases, black girls as well, equality is a motherfucker. Let's look at this. Young man in Baltimore City can be fresh out the hood, fresh out the projects, wants to go see the world. The most cost effective way for him to go see it is what? The military. I had a chick on YouTube try to, not YouTube, Facebook, try to deny, well, we shouldn't be fighting wars, the white man's wars, but you live in this white country with white benefits. Now, this black woman said we shouldn't be fighting the white man's wars, but you don't realize that you enjoy this first world lifestyle, and if other entities want to bankrupt your economy, who's going to defend that? If other entities come over and want to capture or subdue your people, who's going to defend that? But yet, you're okay with the thug living out in the street. You're okay with the thug. And how many times have we seen this shit? A GoFundMe because you can't bury this kid who's out there wayward because you didn't want to educate him properly. You didn't want to put him through school. You didn't want to make sure that he was going to be a contributing member of society. You got to go get a GoFundMe to bury or cremate his ass. But you're worried about him dying in war when only 12 to 15% of the military actually does the fighting. It's support, service support, majority. Most of your technology, 90% of your technology, if not 99, goes to the military first. What do you have in the equivalent of the black community that could equal the benefits of the military? Especially since it's gynocentric and you make sure the girls get first before the boys. You don't make sure your sons can read. You don't make sure your sons study. As long as the only time you really give a damn about your boy is if he can put a ball through a hoop or he can run another ball 100 yards down a field. But when it comes to his education, you don't care if he reads, because only what? 10% of black boys, by the time they reach the 8th grade, only can't even read on the 8th grade level. How are you going to get into the upper echelon if you can't read on the 8th? How many black boys are blocked from joining the military because they can't pass the ASVAB? But you'll have the audacity, the audacity to say, we can't find men on our level because you don't want any. You don't have anything to equal that boy, not even your colleges. Because let's face it, They'll have enough money and funds to go to college, pay for the books, pay for the computers, pay for the courses, and literally be debt free. But you'll have these chicks who have master's degrees and insert subject matter here, and she's 120 to $200,000 in debt. And yes, we do have females in the black community who go to the military, but not as many as the males. And I have nothing against the females joining as well, as long as they do their due service. Yet, we have so many times leave our boys to the wayside, convincing them not to take the benefits, not to take the education. But you don't want to solve that issue. Why? Because you like that, the fact that you can look down upon somebody. You like that. Why do you like it? Because somebody has to be subservient. You got to think about it, right? They'll talk about dying in the war, but they won't talk about the boys dying in the street. You can't even get your sons to fill out for Amazon because you're too busy having programs for all the girls and you're sucking up all the damn resources from the boys. And what's the matter? You don't make in Women do not make any innovations. Women naturally play it safe. Out of all the inventors in the world, very few are women, and there's a reason why. Because if we still had to go by women, women don't go and challenge the environment, they nest in it. So that means if we actually had women as our leaders, we would still be living in caves. We would not look for innovation. That's the reason why women like to get all these degrees and these little provider jobs, but they still look for a man to pay something. Remember, equality's a motherfucker, right? Who we got in the building? We got 9 people listening. I like audience participation. I like know who's listening to me. And this isn't no hate on black women or any women. I'm just talking the truth. I want you to really think about this, right? When it comes to the survival of your people or actually pushing them forward, what is needed? Innovation, education, occupation. Too many times we think that women are supposed to lead, but we have an example of the leadership for our community and we're not overachieving. We're not achieving, period. This is the reason I was on AB Media's channel the other day, and it showed you how much of a deficit it truly was to have what? A bunch of people who's supposed to be the most educated. And what happens? The most educated, but your sons can't read. And you're not the most educated. You're third when it comes to women and degrees, just like black men are third. So let's look at this shit real quick. You suck up most of the resources when it comes to housing, education, with or without children, by the way. But you don't want us to go to the military, but you don't want men to come out and say, hey, what happens when we need men to actually protect? If you don't know how to do such, you're going to be a loss for words. Don't get mad with us for that. Now, another part about the thug not being the warrior class is called diplomacy. Very few times you hit a thug sitting down, holding summit, keeping the peace. If anything, they have to pontificate themselves into this bastardized version of masculinity and create wanton violence to get their respect. Things that can be totally accidental, such as stepping on a person's shoe, accidentally backing into a person, is seen as what? Grave offenses. You live off of just intimidation, no diplomacy. The littlest things, such as walking with the wrong colors in a damn block in a certain neighborhood, trying to get home, minding your business, can cause a person to be severely accosted. How many times have we walked in the black community from school and you've seen a large contingency of the neighborhood watch trying to prove how tough they are, fighting people who are defenseless, pulling weapons and guns on people who are unarmed? That's not the warrior class and the warrior way. But what you understand is you got to be aggressive all the time. Nobody likes to say you get more flies with honey than vinegar. Is the sound gone? What about now? Is the sound up? Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We trying our best with the shoddiness of this shit. So I want you to think about that. No diplomacy, no treaties of peace, no sense of what? Humanitarian efforts. But yet, the same lady's worried about dying in a war zone when there's many cities across America you can't go 2 blocks out without a shootout or somebody getting stabbed or 18 of the neighborhood watch jumping on your ass. Here's my question for a lot of people, right? Why is there such a negative connotation about single mother raised children? Nobody takes that into consideration. Nobody ever takes that into consideration. And I'm not saying this is all single mothers, but the overwhelming majority, if you look at the stats, the stats are negative. Let's not bullshit ourselves real quick, okay? Why is that? Why is it negative? Has anybody taken the time to really think about that? Usually has to do with a lack of discipline, always compromising with your children. Real talk. You don't want to develop or cultivate, but then you want somebody to play stepdaddy to do so. So when mama can't do diplomacy with daddy or even the women at her job, guess what happens? That son who's never seen how men are supposed to really conduct themselves in civilized society, he's gonna be a wanton fucking hellion. And unfortunately, my friends, both male and female, the most dangerous person in the world is a young man without guidance and direction. A group of young men without guidance and direction is like having an atomic bomb leaking radiation before it's even dropped. You already are going to get the effects, and everybody's going to pay. Not just the person who's going to set up the bombers. You're not just the person you're going to be targeting. You're going to get the effects of this shit as well. That same guy who's the bad baby daddy, that's the guy that makes your daughters and granddaughters' little vaginas tingle. You know why? Because she's never seen a better example of a man. She's never seen a true warrior in action. Somebody who could use diplomacy. Somebody who could utilize humane ways to get their point across. She's never seen a man with dignity, respect, and strength stand before her with intellectual prowess that is also what? Not wanted in our community. Let's tell the truth. Like I said last night, Barack Obama would have been considered corny to a lot of you Negroes. That chick who looks like a circus clown that I said last night called Michael B. Jordan corny. A man that outranks you 100 times over. Now, congratulations, Oscar winning Michael B. Jordan. One of, if not the best actor of his generation, Michael B. Jordan. You still think of him as the corny kid that owes you something. But see, this is the reason why the thug is not in the warrior class. Because the thug lacks refinement. The thug does not know how to conduct themselves in both a theater of combat and a theater of peace. A thug lacks direction, code, honor, and dignity. And the saddest part about this is so many ladies are misguided into this action, into this persona. Because you got to remember, a lot of these dudes who are the so-called thugs are cosplaying. They're no different than going to BlairCon, the San Diego Comic-Con, the Baltimore Comic-Con, the New York Comic-Con. There's Awesome Conjuring. There's no different. They're cosplaying thugs. It's no different in the war. There's only but so many of you who are willing to fight and get down with the get down. That's a good damn question. Do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe. We need to build up my subscriber count. Definitely trying to get to 7,000, maybe 10,000 by the year. That'll be a nice little goal to try to take on. And maybe I could actually do this shit full time. You know what I'm saying? But I'll answer your question. Shout out to my boy Obsidian. To ask the question is to answer the question. You don't deserve shit. You earn it. I don't deserve my military benefits. I earned them. Okay? I earned my position. I earned my rank. What's funny is this. The question isn't if they deserve them. The question really should be, did they earn them? Because if black men is put under more scrutiny than the women, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Do black men deserve their rights? No, they earned them. Deserving and earning are two different things. You may say your children deserve the world, but did they earn it? That's something we don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about the people who earn it, because the women who are good wives earned their good husbands. We don't have to question that, do we? We don't have to question the mothers who were great mothers. Do they deserve? Did they earn cash children? Did they cultivate them? Did they invest in them? Because two of the worst investments you can ever have is what? A car and children. We love them, but what are you getting back for them? That's black pill for your ass. Thank you. Most black women didn't earn shit in this country, and everyone in the space knows that. That's why I said you got to change the format. Notice I don't get as many people on my channel because I talk about some very black pill dark shit. I will tell a man who never earned his way, what the fuck you crying about? Did you earn it? Did that champion earn that medal, earn that belt, earn the top spot on the podium? Does he deserve it? No, nigga, did you earn it? Did you earn it? Instead of women in today's society saying, I deserve, talk about what you earned. I would say that to the men. See, here's a secret that a lot of people don't understand. I'm the world's biggest feminist. Huh? Whoo. Can I get a woo for that one? Charles Faulkner Jr. is the world's biggest feminist. Because I believe, since you have the same rights as me, you should be drafted just like my black ass. You should have to sign up for selective service. You should have to pay child support. I think we should do 50-50 everything down the board. 50% of women pay child support, 50% of men. 50% of women should be drafted, 50% of women. How about them? 50% of women should be homeless, so 50% of men. But this is the reason why Charles Faulkner does not believe in equality. Is the biggest lie that we tell our children every day. Do you want your child to be equal to every other child, or do you want them to be better? Tell the truth, shame the devil, and uphold the black pill. The warrior does not talk about what he deserves. He thinks about what he has earned. See, in male dominated spaces, young boys and young men did not earn the right to speak at the table. That's why sometimes you got to wait outside. And if somebody really gives a fuck about you, they'll bring you inside the tent, the boardroom, and the first thing they'll tell you, listen and shut the fuck up. You haven't earned the right to talk yet. You got to earn your way. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined in the chat by the Macho Man Alongo Savage, everybody's other favorite Baltimorean, ABM, the Angry Black Man, that G known as the All Star God, AB Media, J Money, what's up? And Captain Jack, meet me down by the railroad track. Expecting a big announcement from Zack Snyder at the 5-year anniversary of the Snyder Cut. My daughter and Snyder shares a birthday. Hey, it's been meant. It's meant. And assalamu alaikum, and hopefully you and your family are safe with my blessings. The captain said, power has to be taken. You cannot leave life to fate. Men must grab the bull by the horns. Certain things in life must be imposed and not neglected or negotiated. Sorry, read it wrong. See, that's the part about earn. You know the reason why I'm a big fan of combat sports? Because you have to be refined. If anybody who's been listening to me, who's my favorite Street Fighter character of all time? Who's my favorite Street Fighter character of all time? See, I like to ask those questions. If people actually really knew me, they'll get that shit very quickly. I want you to realize this. My favorite Street Fighter character of all time is Dudley. Ryu is the ultimate warrior. He's the eternal warrior. Dudley is the eternal gentleman. Let's realize this shit, right? One of the quotes from Street Fighter 4 from Dudley was, there's a distinct difference between uncouth violence and refined strength. Why is refined strength so important to the warrior class? Once again, when that warrior goes through his crucible, there's not a goddamn thing he has to prove. What does he have to prove? Why would I waste my abilities and powers on people who don't deserve to see it? That's another difference between the thug and the warrior. The warrior doesn't have to show off. The warrior tamps themselves down. The thug is somebody who has to go and pontificate. They got to go to the club and show out. Spend money on bottles they can buy for $30, $40, but you're spending $250. And you're not even drinking it. You're pouring it on the goddamn floor to impress what? a bunch of ratchet bitches who got their braids done on the porch of a goddamn project step. Oh, notice today's live stream has been directed mostly towards males. See, what happens when you don't have to prove your power? We're going to go back to our superheroes. Does Batman need to come out the sky and say, hey, be scared of me? No. If you're in a dark alley, you see a 6'2", 6'3" man in a fucking bat suit, it's going to scare the shit out of you. When I was with the department and I got out of my patrol car and I wanted to clear a block of 20 people, did I have to say a word if I'm carrying that fucking Coca Cola S Pantone and I'm spinning it on his strap? Or was the fact of the matter that if I could spin that shit like Mighty Thor does Mjolnir, was the point already made without a word being said? What's understood doesn't need to be said, does it? See, true power does not need to be spoken because true power, even in silence, is already invoked. I remember a conversation offline that me and Captain Jack had. There's two things that I could say the average male or majority of males have never experienced. Number one, well, there's three things I'll say because you know the first two, I've always said this. Most black men, and most men, period, have never experienced true power and freedom. At least black men have not. Most black men have not. The third is being lusted after. All three of those are some of the most powerful things that you can ever experience as a man. And that's one of the few caveats that the warrior and the thug actually do share. Power, freedom, and the lust after factor. Who tells the best stories? Cops, criminals, and the military. We don't go to Sean Ryan's clips because we want to hear about the boring nigga. You think Brandon Tatum would have 2-3 million subscribers if he was a goddamn computer analyst? If I change my whole format and besmirch my people, I would probably be bigger than him because I have the military background on top of that. Why do you think a place like YouTube tries to suppress my viewership and my subscriptions? See, Kevin was the godfather I'm the god of war. I'm the son of a bitch the place needs. If you've learned something about me in these last 11, almost 12 years, I'm one of the guys that when you came after our best and brightest, you send a motherfucker like me. Your so-called trolls, your so-called Iron Bangs, your so-called Super Sense all fell to the might of the Incredible Folk. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed why I got to do my show most of the time late night? I'm banned on social media talking about half the shit. Every time somebody on YouTube want to debate me, here's my fucking channel. Let's fucking go. You want to talk about true power, true diplomacy? True diplomacy is that I let more motherfuckers live that probably didn't deserve it. And I'ma just say that much. The difference between the thug and the soldier is that the soldier or the warrior plays two things. The thug is uncouth violence. The warrior is not only just for fine strength, he plays both God's mercy and God's will. I am both God's grace and his will. I believe in righteous anger. I believe in the one above sometimes bringing out somebody's judgment. If you haven't realized, I'm a fan of the Old Testament. See, before we had kings, we had judges. So you know, a lot of women in our fucking community say only God could judge me. Bullshit. He had two whole books of that shit. He had a book of judges before he had a book of kings. See, when you start saying that nobody can hold me accountable, nobody can tell me shit, you just became a detriment to yourself and everyone around you. Because no accountability breeds nothing but destruction, stagnation, and failure. This is the reason why your community keeps walking into the proverbial room and getting hit in the head by that same goddamn rock each and every time. Throughout history, it was the mother's job to teach the boy how to conduct themselves and the girl how to conduct themselves in society. It was the mother's job to prepare him for when that father or the father figures or the men of that society ripped him, sometimes violently, from his mother's underneath his mother's skirt to show him the ways of warriorship. It was the mother, it was the father who looked the boy in the eye, patted him on the shoulder, shook his hand, and it was the mother who said, "Come with your spirit held high or die on your shield." The same way your mother instilled upon you to be the greatest goddamn warrior scholar, and that's another thing that we're going to get into. It's the same way you see King Von's mother and how she looks and wondering why she's still alive and he's not. You're living off your deceased son's name. Look at Freddie Gray's mother. Shall I go there? Do y'all want me to go there? Look at Freddie Gray's mother. A goddamn crack addict. A goddamn fiend with a mop head with a fucking mop for a wig to get on television and talk about how good her son was when you know goddamn well you never fucking raised him because you were hooked on every goddamn rock from limestone to sandstone, from granite to fucking and you want to sue the fucking city for a bastard that wasn't worth shit. I've read the forensic reports page by page. The medical examiner agreed with the goddamn forensic expert y'all paid for. And they still gave your uncouth asses $10 million so you could put it up your goddamn nose. This is the shit that I get sick of. A bunch of motherfuckers like you get rewarded from bringing fucking poison in our fucking city, and you get rewarded from raising a hellion who wasn't shit when he was alive. I said it. I'm tired of people getting fucking rewarded from raising hellraisers who fucking sell poison to his people, and we're supposed to celebrate that motherfucker? We're supposed to celebrate people who put poison in our fucking shit? You fucking cursed fucking Ben Cardin, but you celebrate fucking this nigga? You celebrate an illiterate drug dealer? You celebrate a mother who couldn't even find the time to fucking sober up on a fucking camera to talk about her deceased son? When come to find out, all his injuries were self-inflicted? More than 2 to 3 medical experts looked at the body outside of the medical examiner of Baltimore City, who is not going to cover a cop because guess what? They're not going to sacrifice their $300,000 a year job for anybody. But we're supposed to feel sorry for this crack whore who couldn't raise her son properly. You couldn't even get this little motherfucker out the projects. You were a burden on society yourself, and then you bring this little motherfucker here. You ain't never lying, AB. You ain't never fucking lying. You ain't never lying, AB. Let me get back to my little rant real quick. See, there's some shit I could talk about because I'm from the city and I worked for the city for almost 2 decades. I'm supposed to celebrate and hold in veneration of a fucking crack addict? You could even take the least you could do as a parent if you started the projects is take your fucking kids out of them. Sorry, motherfuckers. Just nothing but fucking ashes, flour, and wanted destruction behind them. That's what I saw. The black woman isn't God. The black woman became a goddamn shame. And it's not all of them, it's the overwhelming majority. I'm sorry, black women, who are actually the righteous ones. Y'all need to speak the fuck up. Let's talk some truth real quick. We're going to get back on our warrior shit, but I got to speak on this. I got a bone to pick with you, black women. I got a fucking bone to pick with you. And I don't give a fuck if you think I hate you or not, because guess what? The ultimate love is not to lie to you. You motherfuckers need to speak up. If you don't want your image to be besmirched, if you don't want to be damaged within social media, you need to speak up and say, those bitches don't speak for us. I'm not going to allow a criminal to speak up for me. Black men do not allow child molesters to speak for them. But somehow, some way, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Sexy Red, and all these bitches speak up for you? Who the fuck are you? Is this what you really want to be looked at in the world? The 3 things a woman is supposed to do is protect the image, the honor, and the glory of her men and children. And in the words of Oliver Queen, aka the Green Arrow, you failed this community. Even a simp will protect you, but you don't even protect the simps. You'll sell out the simps just so you don't have to take the fucking blunt of the fucking damage. And that's that shit I don't like. Shout out to Chief Keef. Nobody wants to talk about that. Here's another aspect that people don't understand: the warrior versus the thug. The thug never has to go through refinement classes such as calligraphy, such as song, such as dance, such as wooing a woman properly, such as chivalry, such as writing, painting, drawing, some type of science, something that made him more than just a sword, more than just a blunt object. It made him a scalpel. It made him sharper than obsidian blades. He was a man of great thought and of great action. He was scholarly. Have you noticed how many people in the military start to get degrees, higher levels of learning, certifications? Same difference. Where does the thug's equivalent? To go to jail and be a better criminal? Man, y'all don't want to hear me talking anymore. Y'all don't want to hear me talking any goddamn more. And this is the worst thing, right? This is the worst shit. And I got to go back to these clown fellas who do this, because I know none of the people on my fucking subscriber count does it. You should never be afraid to be yourself. If you're not a thug, why are you dressing like one? Why are you trying to act like one? Why are you trying to put the uniform of a thug on and then get upset how the world treats you like one? You want to put on your shiesty mask because you think it makes you look tough, cool, and intimidating. But you can only intimidate something so long before it bites back on you. You can only slap an animal so long before, out of just fear, it bites you. Only but so long. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by AB Media.
Hey, what's going on, Charles?
What's up? What do you think about the show so far, about what I was speaking on?
Yeah, there's a difference between a warrior and a thug. Huge difference.
Notice we had a bunch of dizzy broads years ago try to say the thugs are the warrior class. No, sir, Bobby. When does the fucking white people allow the redneck to be their warrior?
Ooh. How about never?
Does the Japanese allow the Yakuza to be their warriors? No.
Nope.
Does the fucking IRA, does Great Britain allow the IRA to be celebrated? No. So why do we have our criminal element celebrated?
Because those are the only men they can control.
You can only control a wild dog for so long.
Oh, that part.
But nobody wants to speak on that. I know I'm losing viewers.
Well, we got to speak on it. Even people don't want to listen.
Why do you think I got to do my shit?
Mm-hmm. I just posted that picture.
Go ahead.
I just posted that picture I sent you on Facebook. This is the black community in a nutshell.
Yeah. You don't want. I remember our friend was like, your opinion on women. I said, let me ask you this question. Is my opinion on women not true? Let me ask you this. Your mother raised bad fucking sons. You've seen my opinion in your household growing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's so amazing to black women when they find out I truly don't need you. I just went up on my percentage on disability from the VA.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And it's getting higher and higher. I just had another evaluation. So, with that being said and everything being fair, my opinion on women stands. Women have fallen at the wayside. Men have gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
Men have gotten worse. No, they didn't. We still protect the country. We still protect your cities. What have you done?
Mm-hmm.
You made it worse. But then you go out of your fucking ass to tell us some what? Some phony shit.
Yeah. Very true.
I want people to realize this. sometimes sometimes the truth is even more of a bigger blow than an insult. No, no, no. Not even sometimes, all the time. Black men are so abusive. No, we're not. If we were so abusive, a lot of you wayward bitches would get your ass beat for for the least amount of disrespect. If you think we're horrible, go to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Afghanistan and do some of the shit y'all do.
You don't go to medical, you'll end up missing without your head.
Mm-hmm. You're bragging about interracial dating, but how many of you motherfuckers come up missing because of it?
Correction, missing in pieces.
And I'm not praising that. I'm just asking that
Me
question.
neither.
Let's ask the real questions. Oh, you just want to see black women hurt. No, I don't.
No, I don't.
I want you to act like you got some goddamn sense. That's what I want. That's not fair. That's not fair. Fuck it. We all ain't shit at some point. Excuse me. Let's talk about some more shit. If you really want the best type of men, why are you still dealing with the worst of us? I'm just asking. You talk about being zesty. You talk about all this other shit, but what are we doing? I'm sorry, black women, that gay man is not going to save you. He's just not. He's actually your competition.
Mm-hmm.
He's just too afraid to tell you that.
Yep.
But nobody wants to hear that. That those Democratic Party people, they're not going to save you.
No.
It's going to be that damn man. Okay.
Oh, I don't know if you heard the Wicked Witch of Miami, Gabrielle Union, came out and said black men were weak for not voting for Kamala.
This the same bitch who took a fucking minor to a fucking gay parade. Remember what I always say? We should not listen to the stupid, ignorant, and the desperate. She's a fucking witch. She's a coven witch. She is the enemy of man. Okay? Gabrielle Union, and I want you to hear this because nobody ever said this before. She is Lilith given form. She is the queen of monsters. First of all, it shows you how weak Dwayne Wade is.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about domestic violence? Take my minor child to a goddamn gay parade, and they fucking having a boy. You niggas don't know. You niggas don't know. I would have been in jail. I would have been in jail. We're too weak. But then you always look for us to vote for you. Pick one. Pick one. We're too weak or what?
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it? We're too weak or we're not? We're too weak, but you still want us to do shit for you. You want our money, you want our resources, but we're too weak. This is how you ask for shit? This is how you coerce black men, calling them names and calling them weak. God damn, you know what I say? Well, bitches like you who need enemies. Who needs them? This is not hatred. This is what you display to your men.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear Asian men being talked about like this by their women? Every man in the fucking country has taken L's. The Japanese woman didn't lead the Japanese man. He had 2 atomic bombs dropped on him. He's the ultimate loser. The Native American woman didn't leave her man.
Nope.
Guess what? We're the losers. We're weak. We're this. We're that. We're all this shit, right? We're the weakest. We ain't shit. But then when we say, okay, we agree with you, we're gone. Why we gotta stay? You're gonna take my abuse? No, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want us to be happy. You don't want us to be sane. What must we do for you to leave us the fuck alone? I say this all the time. You don't have respect for men. I had to tell my friend today, I'm not the average motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
By every metric you can measure a man, I'm not the average motherfucker. By physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, I'm not average. You don't know when you're getting a fucking godsend in your fucking life. It's not my fault you don't have a good fucking reputation. It's not my
I'm not
fault
gonna leave.
you're dating married fucking sorry ass motherfuckers.
So I thought you wanted to go bark like a dog for a white man. Oops, I said it out loud.
Think about it. Wait, I'm gonna ask this question again. What's the black man's equivalent to ghetto gaggers?
There is none.
Whoo! We freed these bitches from bondage and they left us. You know why? Because they were never your bitches in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. We never had atomic bombs dropped on us. We freed the fucking Union.
Multiple times.
We liberated Europe and Africa and the Pacific. You got the greatest man on earth, but you bitches don't even know how to fucking act. I want you to realize that. The link's in the chat if anybody wants to come up.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the part I really get upset about with the fellas. Not the ones here or our subscribers, but the simplicious. You can't even respect them as men. You gotta put their hair up in like rainbow bright colors and shit. You
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers see this shit in this community every day, being driven into fucking hell, and you got nothing to say about it, right? I mean, think about this shit. I want you to think about this on a fundamental scale. Why should we give a fuck? Why should we? You don't give a fuck about your kids. Why should I? Why should I give a fuck about your kids? You don't. You can't even tell. You can't even take the time to read to your kids. I've been a wrestling coach for 20 years before I stopped. Only one mother in 20 years ever came to give snacks and shit to their kids. I want you to think about that. You couldn't give your sons snacks, sandwiches for the team, but if I went to a white school, that's automatically a given. You selfish bitches. Selfish bitches. Why should I care if you don't? That white man ain't gonna save you. That white man don't want to be around you. Hell, y'all don't even like each other. Y'all don't even like each other. This is what you tell us. Y'all don't even like being around each other. But then you have some fools who will sit there and see the destruction of our community and say nothing about it. No scholarships for your boys. No love for them. God forbid he got half a brain. You all alone in the black community if you're smart. Tell me, folks, if I'm lying. Tell me. We've all been there. Don't like comic books or anime or science. Nobody likes you. If you're something she can't comprehend or control, nobody likes you. You are all alone. God forbid for that. And guess what? I tell you, don't chase Keishas. And they get mad when black men date out and marry those who know how to act. I mean, it is what it is in my book. It is what it is in my book. That's all I got to say about it. If she doesn't like you, don't force it. I'm not into interracial dating. No offense to people who do. But I'm going to ask this question. Why go somewhere where they don't like you? Why keep taking the abuse? There's nothing you're going to do to make her like you more. Nothing you're going to do. She can't stand you. That's the messed up part about it. If she can't stand the man she made babies with, what chance do you have? That's all I'm going to say. What chance do you have? She brought life in this world with this dude, and she can't say anything nice about him. What the fuck you think she's gonna say about you? What you think she's gonna say about you? You think she's gonna hold you in high regard? Oh, no. Let's stop. And black men, a lot of us got to be realistic with ourselves. It's okay not to be liked by everybody. It is okay. Sometimes you need to learn how to prefer it. Sometimes you need to stand on your own goddamn square and say, hey, I'm my own man. Gives a fuck about dating out. You don't date out to go nana and a boo boo. You date out because you found love. You found acceptance. You don't do it to try to get back at the chicks. Fuck them. That's some feminine shit anyway. Anybody else coming up? Links in the chat. I'm just gonna say, when you want to be the true warrior of your life, a true fighter and a true purpose, you gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable. You really do. You really do. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to be making you happy and looking out for your best interest is you. Why aren't you in the gym? Why aren't you getting in the best shape of your life? Don't you deserve to live? What happened with that? The problem is when you talk to a lot of black men, they don't think they deserve better. You don't think you deserve to be healthy. You don't think you deserve to be happy. You think that being a black man means your existence has to be the most miserable shit that's ever been known. And I'm here to tell you, no, it does not. You don't like black women. You don't like talking. You always say something about black women. Okay. Let's say this one fact will be right. Let's say this one fact about black women. And I love black women. I date them. So Are y'all really good at treating your sons well, your daughters? Because every goddamn time you see a black woman and their mother, they don't like each other. Their sons are either in and out of jail or they're not, credible men. That's not me. This is what we all witness. Think about it. You don't even think you deserve the best. You don't think that you deserve to be heard. I think it's shameful. Everybody wants this mythical thug, but you're gonna call a motherfucker like me to escort him out. Pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. That thug is not gonna save your universe. But I have to realize this ugly, ugly thing. That thug, you never wanted to be saved. That's why that Project Pat, we're joined by the black man that's always angry, and Captain Jack meet me down by the railroad track with that bayonet in your hand.
What's good, gentlemen?
What's good?
What's
What do y'all
going
think about the show so
what's
far?
going on, huh? So,
What do you think?
the thing is, Charles, is that, I'll say this and I'll shut up, right? Because I'm going to say my daily goofiness, right? The thing is that I did a show with Green Gorilla a long time ago. And when it comes to leadership, right, egalitarianism does not always work. There's a time and place for certain things, right? So when I took my troops to war, right? The way that I would function in garrison was not the way that I functioned, again, during the wartime, right? Because that wasn't the time and place. Taking care of my soldiers was making sure that they had the training, the materials, and other resources they needed to come back home alive in one piece, right? So, whereas in garrison, hey man, take a load off. Here's a slice of pizza. We're going to crack some jokes, park the tanks and everything else, right? So taking care of your troops sometimes, right, is a good time in pizza. And more than often than not, taking care of troops is making sure that they're properly trained, right? My platoon sergeant was a master gunner, and we never missed an opportunity to go to the range, right? So if the master gunner from the other Cav unit called and said he had extra ammo, you know what that meant? That meant that we were going to the range, right? So my platoon sergeant would come and say, "Congratulations, sir, 3-8 armor call," because that was a mandate that him and I shared, right? We will never miss an opportunity to train, right? And so 3-8 Cav will call, oh, they got extra ammo. hey, right, tell the guys to go to the arms room, grab your stuff, and we're going to the range. So taking care of your troops is not always giving them the things that are fun, right, and that are nice. It's also making sure that they are trained and prepared, right, for the real dance, and especially if they can go to the real dance and come back in one piece. And the thing is, what people don't understand is power is the ability to influence change. So as a result of whatever broke our culture, we have a misunderstanding of what a warrior class actually is, right? And so what would happen is, in order to change our community, man, you would simply have to seize power, right? So what does power do? Power creates stakes, right? And so, because these are the reasons why people challenge power, right? So power will create stakes. So it changes the game, right? And so some people will have to change their strategy. It draws attention, right? Power also implies authority, right? And people will always test authority, right? It creates imbalance, right? It generates fear because people fear of losing what they have. And in this instance, they fear of losing autonomy, identity, opportunity. Power shapes narratives, right? And it also creates expectation, right? So power is something that's not static. It's always moving, right? So remember how you and I had a problem with the James Gunn Superman, right? Why did we have a problem with the James Gunn Superman? So you take the Zack Snyder Superman on the rooftop, right? Zack Snyder says, his Superman says, I'm going to take you in without breaking you, right? Because he's coming to bring justice, right? And Lex Luthor doesn't like the idea that justice could be opposed on him, right? Because prior to that, he was the one in control of all of this stuff. Now, when you get to the James Gunn Superman, what is James Gunn Superman doing? He's apologizing to evil for being powerful, right? So since when do you apologize to tyrants and people who spread corruption in the land? So I'm going to apologize to a man that I'm going to apologize to a man that was committing treason, right, by fueling funding wars in terms of the James Gunn Superman, right? I'm going to apologize to a man so selfish that he was willing to split the earth in half, kill nearly 10 billion people, and run off to another dimension. But I'm going to apologize to that guy, and he deserves an apology, right? And so this is how far people have become emasculated in terms of their relationship between manhood and power, right? You should not apologize for preventing corruption from being spread into the land. In Islam, I think it was our third caliph, Omar al-Khattab, he said, when fornication and adultery become popular in a society, that is the end of that society, right? So again, at the end of the day, you cannot be afraid of power. Look at our president, right? Our president has been able to overcome unsurmountable odds. You know why? Because he's not afraid of power. Right? He's not afraid. Like I said, he's not afraid of using it. Right? Even if you look at NATO, sad and most unfortunately, right? So again, once America passes on power, this will be the first. Well, not the first time, but this will be the first time in a long time in human history that another entity besides a Western nation is going to obtain influence over the globe, right? So if you're, like I said, if you're NATO, would you not want to help America restructure Western power more so than acquiesce to a change that you have no idea in terms of what's going to happen? And so this will be the thing, right? And so remember, thugs and fighters do not have a culture. They don't, like I said, they don't have an ethos. And one of the reasons why Black America has been humiliated over the years is because without a warrior culture, you don't have an ethos and you don't have fates worse than death, right? So in samurai culture, there are fates worse than death. For Zulu warrior culture, there are fates worse than death. So when people are dismissive, especially when you're dismissive of God and all these other things, and you have no code or honor, right? If there aren't fates to you that are worse than death, right? I believe, especially as a man or a group of men, like when you're trying to cling to life in that manner, you're going to do things that remove your honor, right? And that remove your decency. So, again, I'll come back on if I can. I know I kind of smushed a lot of things into one, but when it comes to leadership, egalitarianism doesn't work. Power will always be challenged, so you cannot be afraid of it, right? So again, when I was in the army, right, again, I made sure I was the strongest soldier, the fastest soldier, the best shooter, the strongest, and Charles, when I had my scout platoon, one of my soldiers asked me, "Hey, sir, how come you're not like the other platoon leaders?" And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And he said, with the other platoon leaders, they're kind of standoffish, they're a little bit more stoic. And I said, the reason is that they're doing that to create a power distance. I said, I don't need to do it because I am powerful. I said, do you know why I'm your platoon leader? He said, why? You think it's because I went to college? No. I said, God put me here because I am more powerful than you could ever imagine. I could kill all 32 of you with my bare hands and not one of you could stop me. This is why I'm your leader. Right? And so, like I said, so it was a completely, and this is what I'm trying to say. So again, and that's what I told him. I said, I am the best warrior amongst you. Right? And so now when we go to war, what ends up happening? I had an M3A3 Bradley. I was a heavy scout platoon leader. And so what happens? I can't remember the exact story. Either my main gun didn't work or the main gun of one of my scouts didn't work. And a 25 millimeter cannon is something that never breaks. But for whatever reason, mine's broke. For whatever reasons, mine's broke. And you know what I did? I gave my working gun. I either gave my working gun to one of my other soldiers and took his broken one, or I kept mine. Another instance was one of my scouts was a light scout. We're getting ready to go to war. He's not so familiar with the system. The platoon leader has the best gunner in the platoon. And what did I do? I gave him my gunner and took his junior gunner with my broken 25 millimeter, and I took my soldiers into war that way. So on my Bradley, it was a damn coffin on tracks because all I had was my machine gun and a tow missile. I had my 25 millimeter cannon did not work the entire time I was on the damn thing. Right? So this is so it goes back to what I said in Garrison, right? This is why I have the moral authority to lead. And so when my gun was broken in the war, I ended up telling my soldiers, hey, I have everything I need, right? Because I said, what's the most dangerous thing on the battlefield, right? A 19 series soldier, a cavalry scout with his radio. As long as my radio works, I have all the weapons I need, right?
I will drop hell on you. I will drop all hell. You drop all types of hell on people with a radio.
Correct. And so, and that's literally all I needed. I didn't have to do anything. And so through that radio, I was able to direct and guide. So the thing is, bro, is that you cannot be afraid of power. And so you have to, and so in our community right now, the thug is what projects the power, but it's a pseudo form of power. It's not, like I said, it's not a warrior culture, man. At this point, it's something that's more of a pop
losing power.
Yeah. And at this stage, it's something more of a pop culture thing than it, like I said, than it is real, right? So again, so you get like a lot of black gangs, when these Mexican gangs or Guatemalan gangs show up in the United States, they don't confront those guys like that. And those guys coming out of Guatemala and El Salvador, those dudes are killers. And every sense of the word. And our gangs in America, our black gangs, are not that malicious. I had a homeboy that I was in the army with. He was a captain. He was an immigrant from El Salvador. And he said, bro, when I was a boy, I watched the guerrillas crucify the mayor in my town. Not kill, crucify, right? So when you get to our gangs here, that's not who these guys are, man. They're like I said, they're not like that. There's not a cohesion or a code or a certain type of ethos, on that scale. So again, you can't be afraid of power. Power will always invite challenge, especially because of authority. But you yourself have to represent, you yourself have to take that power and be resolute in the cause that you represent. And you cannot apologize to evil because you have the means to confront it, right? So just like James Gunn's Superman, it made no sense for you to apologize to evil because you have the means to confront it. That is not kindness. That is performative stupidity, right? And with that, like I said, what's up, Charles?
I said I keep forward. Everybody loving it.
Yeah. So,
I didn't even think about that. That is messed up. He apologized for being. Oh.
Yeah, and so this is basically what you have men today doing. You have men today apologizing for having the power to confront nonsense, right? Why are you apologizing for that, right? And so again, even if you look at the left, right, you want to call Donald Trump a monster, right? Which he's not, right? You want to call Donald Trump a monster, but here's the problem, right? With all of your philosophical nonsense, guess what you don't have? You don't have your own monster to confront that monster, right?
Nope.
All you got is a bunch of nicely manicured, civilized men, right? And so, and if Donald Trump's a monster, where is your monster to confront him? And so, is your nicely manicured, civilized man, where is he? Where is he? How come you can't find somebody that's able to confront him, right? How come you can't find someone that's able to give you a voice going into the next election cycle, right?
Well,
why? Because you have killed your monsters, right? You have killed your monsters, and you are dismissive of what power is and the very nature of it.
Well, they neutered Bernie Sanders. That's what they did there, man. They neutered him.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, you got to realize this. The one thing I talk about power gives you lack of fear or respect of it.
Mm-hmm.
People be like, are you afraid to walk in this dangerous alley or this dangerous neighborhood?
No.
I said, no. You know the reason why I'm not? Because I'm prepared to kill anything that's coming to me. See, it's something when you actually have the ability to defend against it. Why do I not feel a certain way about the gynocracy? Mm-hmm. What consequence are you to a guy like me? You need me on that goddamn wall. What is a chick gonna tell me? Oh, you gonna get that frying pan? You think that frying pan is gonna stop a 275, 280-pound mechanized monster?
Nope.
Do you know what I could do to the human body, and I have done? There's an old saying people used to have about me. If you go in peace, you go to central bookings. If you hit me, you go to shock trauma.
Mm-hmm.
That type of fucking power can be intoxicating. It's like I said before. You worship King Von, but yet
that dude. Okay.
Because guess what? You were cowardly around him. But guess what happened to King Von? The same thing that happened to Mussolini, the same thing that happened to Hitler, the same thing that happened to Bin Laden. Somebody gets tired of your shit and puts you 6 feet deep. Have you noticed that, fellas? Tyranny does not last for long.
Yeah, Sandor, I was at a McDonald's one day, and I know these group of young boys, lollygag and all that crap. So once I got done with my meal, I go out to my car. These young dudes walk out right behind me like I couldn't even see them, like I didn't just see them. And before I got to my car, I just looked behind my shoulder. I was like, "Y'all really gonna do this right now?" And I gave them that look, and they just squirmed back. They like, "Oh shit, they." I was like, "Y'all really about to do this?" Like, come on.
Correct. Yeah, because somebody who's a mark, right? Because Charles will tell you, somebody who's a mark by a criminal is somebody who doesn't look confident, disoriented, or distracted, right? So that, like I said, that will be the thing. When you look confident and self-assured, a lot of time, and you have the physicality to match it, they're not going to try you. Right?
Yeah, they just backed up. They backed up, act like they were walking in different directions. I was like, I got in my car and left. I didn't even say nothing to him.
And so,
go ahead, Sandor.
Yeah, that would be the thing, right? You had some white man that beat the living snot. Some black kids tried to rob him for his car. In fact, it's a video of it. He beat the living snot out of those kids. I don't know I can't remember if he shot one of them or not, right? And it all boiled down to, hey, they love my property more than they love their lives.
Yeah.
Right. And like I said, it was something that simple. Like, people want to call it racist. Like, there was some white sheriff or whatever in whatever town, and it was him and there were black guys in there. And what they did, they put out an infomercial on the internet, and they were telling the local criminals, "We will put your little skinny asses under the dirt." And that's what it would take to bring peace into your community. Right. So again, if I was living in the States or whatever, and I was in one of those organizations, I would have no problem telling a bunch of mothers in the audience that, hey, right, if you can't reel your son in, the next time you see him, right, he may be on his way to whatever God he believes in. Right? Because I want a high trust community. I can't go back. I've tasted it, right? Where I live right now, I could go to Starbucks or to a cafe and leave my Apple Mac, my tablet, and my watch, go see a movie, forget I left it in the cafe, come back, and it'll still be there. I want that. I want that. I don't want to go back to anything. Right? I don't want to go. And so whatever it's going to take for me to have it, I'm going to have it.
That's what I told that chick. Right. I said, you don't know the liberties that you get for being in a first world country. You don't understand this shit. You don't get to talk about, well, we shouldn't go to war. Then how the fuck do you think you get these liberties, you get to speak to people right now?
No.
How do you get them?
Yeah. Because a woman ain't talking like that to 23 in Congo. She ain't talking like to the dudes in Sudan or in South Sudan for certain. Ask me how I know, right? Ilhan Omar cannot talk to Donald Trump, cannot talk to the people who lead Somalia the way she do Donald Trump.
Nope.
No. They'll unalive her.
You have to, like I said, you have to understand when Trump talks about respect, right? You have to understand that sad and most unfortunately, right? And for me, I want things to be different. Like I said, I want things to be different. But power is a language that most people understand, right? So, but let's put it this way. So, for example, let's look at Africa. Africa has a long history of cooperation, right? A long history of cooperation. And guess what? All the people that Africa has cooperated with over thousands of years, right? Do they elevate or respect that piece of cooperation? No. Why? Because Africa doesn't have a navy that could come and rearrange your brain cells, right? Africa doesn't have a sophisticated army, right? When the Bible says the lion shall lay with the lamb, it's not that these creatures are going to automatically change their nature, right? To Sandog, to Reverend Sandog, in my mind, when it says the lion shall lay with the lamb, it means your ability to live in peace is tied to your ability to put your foot in somebody's ass.
Yep. I'm telling you, women and children can only frolic as freely as the respect and violence their men can enforce.
Yes. Yeah. And so, violence
can be a good thing.
Yeah. And again, right, and so it says, blessed are the meek, so they shall inherit the earth. Again, right, you're talking to people who have the ability to be violent, but choose to restrain themselves, right? So this is what it will be. This is ultimately what it is to be meek, right? So to be meek is not simply to sit there, right, and and turn the other cheek. That's not what it is to be meek. Right? And so again, right, and I quote Thomas Hobbes, right from the Leviathan, right? 1651. Thomas Hobbes says, and covenants without the sword are but words and of no strength to secure a man at all.
Nope.
You know, so again, you have to think, you have to change what your relationship with power is. And so your community, a lot of people, they have a false sense of power. And power is the ability to influence, to terraform your environment. It's sad, and most unfortunately, there are forces within Black America that do not want to be negotiated with. They want to be overtaken. You know what I'm saying? And so, yes. And so with that, I will drop my smoke like Darkwing Duck, you know what I'm saying, and vanish. Right? You know what I'm saying? The terror that flaps in the night, the bubble gum that stuck in your shoe, the duct tape that won't duck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, man. So that's you know what I'm saying? And so again, that's what it is, guys. I'm sorry I rambled a little bit. If I can, I'll come back up and we could like I said, we could really get into it. But when you look at power is always going to invite challenge because of what's at stake. And so depending on what's at stake and where you fall, right, as a stakeholder, people are going to respond, right? So people are going to respond and by all means, right, whatever power you have or whatever power you yield, right, you do not owe evil and corruption an apology. With that, peace.
Woo! That was the Sandog, ladies and gents.
Yes, sir.
Always bringing that goddamn fire. Should anybody else want to get it in? Because you just got a whole sermon right there.
Nah, that was good. That was good. What's up, man? I'm just here.
I tell people all the time, the problem with a lot of Black men, you're afraid of power. You're afraid to fucking tell people to shut the fuck up. Women all the time say, it's your view about women. Why are you still with me? Why are you still around me? If you think that this is how I think about women, why? Why? Y'all bitches don't like each other. Come on now. I'm supposed to view shit. You find out. I thought they had the perfect marriage. You knew your fucking friend was a cheat.
To that point, Charles, a lot of these chicks don't understand. They say shit to each other in the chat that I would never allow to do to say on my panel.
Yeah, this is like
on my panel. They say They say stuff like, I hope stuff's happened to your children. I hope you get raped. I would never allow a man to come on my panel and say some dumb shit like that.
You know why they say it? Because they have no restraint. They're classless. Women don't understand because we done such a good job protecting them from themselves. Well, guess what? You know how we protect people from themselves? We used to let motherfuckers go out into the fucking wilderness and go slap a fucking deer, a mountain lion, a jaguar, whatever the fuck is the greatest predators in fucking North America.
But ain't they over there in Britain, man? Over there in the UK, ain't they fucking arresting motherfuckers for what they say on social media? Ain't that including women too?
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Here's my thing, right? Once upon a time, you were very careful to say certain shit. Why? Because people would check you on it face to face because there was no social media. Okay? Because we learned very well as a human race, biologically, that an ass whooping will cure what ails you.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you have the ability to fold a motherfucker's clothes with them still in them, that said a lot. Do you know what the first type of government in the world was? A cratocracy, which basically means might means right. I'm mightier than you. I'm better than you. I rule. We had to create society, and women took advantage of this because women can't create a cratocracy. Repeat after me. Women cannot create a cratocracy. Why? Who are women stronger and mightier than? I want you to think about this. How many of these super strong, independent bitches said, I want to be the first motherfucker when World War III start off so I can put my foot square, not circular, but square up somebody's ass? How many? Anybody?
Hmm.
You never hear that, right?
Nope.
You never hear, oh, well, we're not protected. Let me tell you how stupid the world is, right? Clarissa Shields is trying to fucking pick on Rolly. And you know what's funny?
Yeah. I seen that shit with Shannon Sharp when she was on Shannon Sharp, talking about that she could beat a man.
If I was Rolly,
Talking about Roland Martin?
I'd have took that. No, Rolly
Okay.
the boxer.
Rolling the box. Okay.
I would have been like, yo, I'm gonna take that. Let's go.
Okay. Okay, she on the dumb shit. Okay.
Because number one, if you think you that great, because this is what happens when women smell themselves. You might be great with women, but you're not great with me.
Mm-hmm. Is she still
That's
with what's her name? Papoose?
Of course. Who else wants her?
She gonna get that nigga knocked out. That's how I get down. You won't fight me, and I see your man right there. Like square up. Like I ain't waste my time fighting you.
Hell, Papoose been knocking niggas out. Shit.
I had checked. When I was competing, who thought they could take, even some chicks I've dated thought they could fucking take me in a wrestling match. And I said, freestyle, huh? Do yourself a favor real quick and Google what a freestyle wrestler looks like or a Greco-Roman wrestler's built like. Just put in freestyle Greco-Roman wrestler, see how they're built. This chick thought she could outrun me, outrace me, outlift me. Well, I could probably take you in a fight. I would kill you. just because of the blatant disrespect. And think about that, right? Think about that, right? How much does the average untrained man, which is the majority of men in the world, how much can they bench press?
What's it like 135,
Yep.
which is pretty much 245s on the bar.
Yep. The 45 on each side
Mm-hmm.
and just the bar.
Yeah, the bar's around 50 pounds.
If the greatest lift bench that I've done was 500, 510, how many more times did that? That's almost like what? Almost 4 times. Like, do you know the greatest lift I ever did over my head was nearly 300 pounds.
Mm.
Well, you could damn near take an offensive lineman and lift it over your fucking head. That's not normal, okay?
Yeah, that's Brock Lesnar. Over this new guy, over Femi.
Well, you could take 280, 290, 300 pounds over your fucking head from the floor, put it up to your shoulder, and push it all the way up. That's
Mhm.
not normal. Like, shorty, you do know there's the video, and I showed this chick of me repping 400 pounds, 300 pounds. Just by strength alone, I would hurt you. Add skill, I'm mauling you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where a lot of these chicks put themselves on this fucking stupid ass thing called life. You put yourself in these dangerous things. You think it's cute petting a fucking lion. It's not.
Well, in regards to that boxer she was talking about, to Shannon Sharp, she was talking about saying like, oh, she can like outbox him. You know what I mean? She said she knows she may not be over to like overpower him, but she said she could outbox him.
No, she
I'm
can't.
like, oh, I guess.
She's skilled, but not that skilled, okay? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me, guess what? Let's say you block, right? Let's talk some real shit. Do you know how painful it is to block a punch at full power sometimes? What happens? What happens when a motherfucker hits you full force of your fucking arms? Now remember, Rolly only needs 1 or 2 shots.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a knife. I only need to hit you once, right? And that's the ego. That's ego. There are some times that women don't understand the force men can do. If you were that nice, it's like remember when Brittany Griner thought she can outplay a fucking NBA player.
Half of them can outplay high schoolers. Oops, did I say that out loud?
There's WNBA teams that got smoked by high school boys teams. Now, I'm not saying you don't have good athletes out there, great athletes. I like Clarissa. I think she is probably one of, if not the greatest female boxer ever.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem. You suffer from a lack of competition and you trying to keep your name relevant. I get it. But you're trying to embarrass that man in a sport where ego is everything. You don't do that in combat sports.
Mm-mm.
You get hit. Just think about it, right? Just sparring with people. I can hit you with a right hand to your fucking wrist, a right hand to your shoulder or your chest. Or I could just drop low and just drop that shit right in your stomach. You don't gotta be a hook, just a straight right or a jab. Catch you with a jab when you breathing in or out.
Take all the air out.
So you telling me you're that skilled and you're gonna motivate a motherfucker because he's not gonna get embarrassed because that's his money. That's his reputation. Are you stupid? Don't go fucking waking giants. What happened? You ever seen that motherfucker who did martial arts in high school or middle school, and he just walks away from the bully, and the bully just kept egging him on and cornered him? What's the most dangerous an animal can be?
Cornered. When they are cornered.
When they are cornered or wounded. And you corner that motherfucker, and next thing you know, before you can blink your eye, you got hell to pay. That is what Claressa Shields is doing. And I say, I'm for it. And I said, look, y'all chicks think that you're equal to men. Men never said that. Y'all the ones who got this transgender shit fucked up. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You think you the biggest, baddest thing because you beat a couple of bitches. How the fuck is it that Christy Martin was a multiple-time world champion in boxing, but her husband was whooping her ass? Did y'all know that?
Nope.
Sounds about right.
I want you to think about this. Not one damn time did you hear Layla Ali said, I'm going to go box Roy Jones.
She know better.
Well, I wonder how come she didn't go and talk to Claressa Shields and tell her, hey, you tripping.
Because Shannon Sharp tried to tell her. And then she tries to insult Shannon Sharp because he had hip replacements. I'm a Hall of Fame athlete. I've been doing this before you were born, shorty. And see, that's the disrespect of women, by the way, because a man wouldn't disrespect Shannon like that. I would have told her, I said, look, shorty, here's the problem. Unlike you, you don't have enough people to work with to make a compelling fight because nobody knows your opponents. They barely know you. You had to give a papoose for people to still see you relevant. You're not cute. You can't sell. The one thing, Angel Reese can't fucking do a layup for shit, but the one thing she could do is sell some lingerie and clothes.
That is true.
You can't do it. She's never going to be called beautiful. So, here's the thing. You got to make your money doing fights. You got to fight a man because, one, people may mistake you for one. And I like Claressa. But you don't disrespect people in combat sports. You know why? We have an old saying in every wrestling mat, and every wrestling room, every boxing gym, every MMA establishment. Leave your ego and whatever other body parts at the door that you still want to keep.
Mm-hmm.
You disrespect the wrong motherfucker, they're going to make you remember them. You may have a broken arm or leg. You may be knocked unconscious. There's some brutal shit people could do. By the way, Claressa Shields should be blessed to hell that she never had to box Ann Wolfe. Do y'all know who Ann Wolfe is?
Mm-mm.
Y'all need to get y'all boxing up. Let me see if I can find Ann Wolfe.
Well, I did see a short very recently, of Tretch's daughter getting knocked out in the ring.
That's what's supposed to happen. She's not a fighter. You're fighting a high level fucking fighter. Oh yeah, we seen the video when Clarissa got her ass knocked the fuck out. Let me see if I can share this. First of all these bitches boxing now better pray to God, better thank God they never had to see Ann Wolfe. Okay?
Gonna make it to where you want to cry. I'm gonna make it to where you want to quit. I'm gonna do all kind of to you.
Now let's take a trip. Let's sit back and light us flip. With this and don't slip on a funky dope track. Jump back, strapped with a fat Buddha sack and a 7-8 black. Don't clean.
That is probably the best knockout punch I've ever seen in female boxing. Absolutely.
My big bench, I make ends. Send my dough on no foe. That's how it is and that's how it goes. Act like you know when I creep real slow. Giving love to the players that I know is real G. Like a motherfucker slip. Can you put your middle finger out the window? Get fucked off. Liquor, get loaded, can't control it. Nigga, pass me the blood, let me roll it. You get the roads back to the hoes, I keep your dope fat. Oh, yeah.
Right there. How do you think Clarissa Shields would handle Ann Wolfe?
I remember seeing her back in the day. She trains men.
Yeah. Here's a little comic book movie fact. Remember the Black Amazon in the first Wonder Woman movie?
Yeah.
When they were training?
Mm-hmm.
Ann Wolfe. That was Ann Wolfe movie.
Well, you said that was actually her?
That was actually Ann. Yep. The director was a big fan of her boxing career and had to have her in the movie. So,
Hey, that's great for her, man. That's awesome.
Oh, excuse me. See, I'm a big fan of combat sports, okay? So you can't bullshit me, and most of my subscribers are as well. Clarissa, we love you. But if you had to deal with Ann Wolfe, I think you would duck.
Man, she need to just go ahead and fight. Clarissa just need to go ahead and fight that pretty broad and make a few dollars and shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
This whole thing about challenging men, like it doesn't work. Rolly will fuck you up, yo.
Rolly can fight.
Rolly just beat Garcia.
Yeah.
Show you how fucked up boxing is. How the fuck Rolly beats Garcia, but Garcia gets a shot at the undisputed welterweight, is it?
Yeah.
He just won the undisputed welterweight, and now they talking about him and Devin Haney going to have a rematch. Like, what the fuck? Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and you saw him
And I'm sick of hearing it. Hold on, let me get this out, man. I'm sick of hearing this shit about Ryan Garcia. I'm not trying to hear Ryan Garcia is such a draw like that. I don't want to keep hearing this shit. He's not a fucking draw. Who the hell is walking around talking about, I can't wait till the next Ryan Garcia fight? Who? Like, who in your daily routine do you run across that tell you that? Because I don't know any.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, yo, Rolly should have had the fucking shot then if that's the case.
Exactly.
Fucking Ryan Garcia and got mopped by every name brand dude he ever fought. Tank mobbed him. I mean, okay, but then the one fight he did when Devin Haney, he was on the juice. That's why he was doing all that crazy shit in the pre-fight, because he knew he was juicing. He knew that shit was gonna come out.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate boxing now, yo. Boxing get on my fucking nerves. They done had so many decades to clean this shit up, and they just never want to fucking do it. They never want to clean up the damn sport.
Me too. I can't stand that shit.
I'm sick of it. And you know what? Since Garcia wanna be a welterweight now, yo, go fight what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. What's his name? Just beat up the Mexican.
Oh, you
I'm having a brain fart.
Shit.
Homeboy from Nebraska. You know what I'm talking about.
You talking about Bud?
Yeah.
Never tried.
Go fight Bud. Go fight Bud, motherfucker, so Bud can break you up real quick. See where all that mouth at.
Bud will destroy him.
Bud will break his ass up, man.
Like, and I agree with Michael John White when he said about Francis Ngannou fighting Anthony Joshua. He lost because he didn't move. He wasn't moving. He was just staying stationary.
He's not a boxer. It's a big difference between, well, you know this. Boxing and MMA, big difference. Just like I don't expect Anthony Joshua to do well in the octagon. I don't expect any octagon guy. I don't expect no UFC guy to put on some gloves and get in the squared circle and do shit. I expect you to get your ass beat. And that's just what it is, because it's two totally different things.
I agree to the 50%, but the other 50% where I don't is that moving, side to side, circling around, all that should be one of the basics, one-on-one of boxing to be taught. Like, not just staying like in that square, just in that.
I mean, you think they wasn't teaching them that, but the thing is,
but then again, Mike Tyson was training him, so then Mike Tyson, he wasn't really one to move all the way around like the ring like that. Before he went to prison, went to jail, whatever. He was moving around and shit like that. But after he got out, he wasn't moving like around the ring like that. So yeah, I mean, with him teaching at Francis Ngannou, it kind of makes sense that Francis, he didn't show that he was trained in that.
When you train for mixed martial arts for years and years and years, you can't compare your boxing training of a few months to that.
No.
He trained Anthony Joshua for a month or two. What, 2-3 months maybe? It's just like when Floyd fought Conor McGregor. You're a mixed martial artist. You can train boxing for 6 months. You're gonna look like an amateur because you are an amateur.
Let me break this down real quick. Number one, in mixed martial arts, you can't be the perfect boxer. You can't be the perfect wrestler. You can't be the perfect jiu-jitsu artist or the perfect kickboxer. Why? Because there's so many things in that sport that will counter you if you try to. Think about it. Let's say you're a judoka. You're an Olympic level judoka like Ronda Rousey, right? You take away 70 to 80% of her technique because you're not wearing a gi. Let's say you're the perfect wrestler. You're Jordan Burroughs. You go for the double leg. If you're not quick enough, you might get caught at a guillotine. or kneed in the face if you're time right. So you got to put your head on the outside or inside, depending on how you're doing it. Let's say you're the perfect boxer. You can't have a bladed stance because you sucker for a single leg all day. You got to have a more squared stance, like Boss Rutan. Oh yeah, that's another nigga. Motherfuckers at 205 better pray to God he retired before they came in. Boss Rutan would have ruled the 205 division. He would have ruled it. You can't be the perfect guy. That's why you had to be like a BJ Penn, a GSP. You had to be so great at so many shits because you can blend it in.
Yeah, because I was kind of surprised though that Patty Pimblett lost against Justin Gaethje.
No. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
He said, "Get the fuck what? That's Patty Pimblett, man."
Nobody like that fucking Pimblett has not. See, this is the problem, and I'm gonna say this.
I think he's Australian or some shit.
No, he's like Irish or something like that, or British. Let me put it to you this way: WWE, fuck it, WWF, as we used to say, has the same problem as the UFC. There's no superstars. Okay, there's no.
The WWE now.
Put it to you this way. They never had a new superstar that's worth watching since John Cena.
I like Roman Reigns better than Cena.
And everybody's pissed with Cena because of him allowing himself to lose on his retired match.
That's tradition in pro wrestling. There were very few pro wrestlers win their last match. That's tradition. You give the next guy up the nod. Here's the thing.
They fucked over Bret Hart though. I seen that shit. Like I had to go back for nostalgia's sake and to refresh my memory because I was young, 80s kid. Man, they did Bret Hart dirty, man, when it came to his match with Shawn Michaels, dude. Like, yeah, I'm declaring Bret Hart the damn champ, damn it. Not
Bret Hart got fucked over 1,000 times more in WCW than what Vince did.
Yeah.
So that serves them right of why Bret Hart literally spit in the face of Vince McMahon.
No, but Bret Hart didn't want to play ball.
Yeah, he didn't want to play ball.
That's pretty much all it boiled down to. Dude, Bret Hart was going to accept the biggest contract in wrestling history when he went over to WCW. Who fucking cares if you lose in your home country? Fuck you, nigga.
And it's
Dog, drop the belt and move the fuck on.
It's like this. He had a beef with Shawn Michaels. He didn't like Shawn. He said, I dropped the belt to anybody but him. But, it's an ego trip. He made a lot of money with WCW. And here's the crazy part, right? You can't go to another organization with the chance of you having their world champion there. Now, that would have been detrimental to WWE because they were losing the ratings war. You forget that company was about to close its doors. A lot of people forget this history shit, man. It's the same, but back to what I was saying. There's no superstars. The last superstar you have in the UFC was Jon Jones. And he's getting old.
Well, now he has some big beef now with Dana White on that note because of the White House card, the UFC White House card, because
he did this with himself.
Well, yeah, he did because he didn't want to take the amount that they gave him because of other people. I think a boxer or whatever was getting I think from that Zuffa boxing was getting like way more, and I'm like, okay. And I think that was kind of funded by Dana White himself too.
But here's the thing, right? Jon Jones makes no friends. You get into fucking snorting coke, taking steroids, hit and runs, domestic incidents with your girlfriend who you still didn't marry, but you have 3 kids by her. I guess that's a good thing or bad thing. Who knows?
Who's
And
this?
John Jones.
Oh,
Yeah, typical nigga shit. Instead of and John Jones trying to play like you're the good guy, you're not the good guy. Be the villain. It's like the Roman Reigns effect. Nigga, you're not a good guy. Nobody likes you. Be the villain. Look what happened when he took the villain role. That's the biggest hit of his career. Now,
fucking bloodline, baby.
yeah, that's the best storyline they had in like fucking 15 years.
Facts.
You telling me, look at Cody Rhodes. If Cody Rhodes never went to the fucking Indies and actually said, my name's bigger than what you can fucking tell me what it is, he would never be in the role he is today. The best thing he did was leave and hit the indie circuit and go to New Japan. See, that's the one lesson about being a warrior is getting the fuck out your comfort zone. See how that's a full circle conversation, folks? A lot of niggas call themselves warriors, but who did you fight? Even the Legion of Demons say, I know Paul, I know Jesus, but who are you?
Now that's real talk.
This is the difference between a warrior and a thug. A thug will tell you he never lost a fight. A warrior barely tell you about his victories.
Real shit. Hey, and then speaking about that, right? Your title and thumbnail and everything. I was awesome thumbnail, by the way. I thought you did this, man, in response to Tito popping in Edward's chat talking shit.
Those are actually 2 characters in my book I'm writing. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Nah, I was saying, yeah, if you can hear me, yeah. Tito popped in Edward's chat, because he was trolling Edward's chat, acting like that he was a supporter of Tito, but that was actually Tito talking about how BGS and him and others are supposed to have like a debate about like Iran or some shit, and BGS popped up in the chat too. He was talking shit with him back and forth. BGS and how all that shit goes.
Here's the part. Tito reminds me of Clarissa Shields.
Because he was basically saying, Charles, he was basically saying that that he basically helped start it. He's one of the founders of the Black Manosphere.
This is remember Ray. Remember
and that pissed Edward off, bro.
Remember Ray?
I was in there. I heard him. I was listening.
Have you noticed I never claimed to start shit? The only claim of fames I call is the Gray Faulkner Initiative,
the Black Line Security,
and I'm the Dark Man X when it comes to people coming for the content. I'm the guy who made Cynthia G run. That's been well documented. I'm the guy that made Grandmaster Troll check his shit when he came for content creators. I'm the guy that made a Mary Brown go the fuck away. See, that's the only claim. I don't need to claim. I don't give a fuck who started it. Is it here? See, he reminds me of Clarissa Shields. If you're that good, you don't have to go screaming, I found this shit. Show me your works. I know Jesus, I know Paul, but who are you? I don't have to. I've had 200. Let me put it to you this way. Before some of your people got 700, 800 subscribers, 800,000 subscribers, when they were struggling to get 100 people, when Kevin Samuels died, I held a record for having 800, 900 live viewers when I was doing my salute to Kevin, and I didn't even have 1,000 motherfuckers subscribe to me yet. That tells you how talented I am. That's why ABM, Ray, AB, and Louis Conger always say there's no fucking reason Charles should be stuck on 6,000 fucking subscribers. When people talk about this black pill shit, I give you the black pill uncensored. I give you the real world shit. Black pill is not about love. Because what do I always tell you? What's older than love and hate? Survival and killer instinct. You don't go into situations looking for love. You go into situations to see if you can thrive. If I sit you somewhere with a fucking Bowie knife and a fur coat in the middle of the fucking tundra, it's up to you to fucking stay warm. Think about it. Your ancestors did much more than you with very little, with a hell of a lot less. What the fuck's your excuse? I'm going through these stresses. Fuck your stress. Well, I got a great. My friend always tells me she going through her stress. I give her respect. She got a grade 30 papers. That might be what, 15, 30 pages each. I said it could be worse. You could be on a fucking shootout with the Taliban. I get it. You healing from breast cancer. I'll never knock you that. I'll always support you for that. But this is what I always tell people. It could be worse. As depressed as I can get, guess what? There's always a nigga who don't got the fucking use of his legs. That's black pill, right? See, black pill ain't about trying to find no bitches, is it?
Nope. Hey, and it's refreshing too.
Black pill is about thriving and surviving. Either evolve or die. Well, she doesn't love me. Fuck her. Because she getting fucked anyway. One of the most black pill statements I ever heard was first day in basic training by the first sergeant. You know what they said? Don't worry about your girlfriend at home. She's going to be the same way you left her, freshly fucked. But guess what? When I say certain shit about military wives and female military personnel, all of you bitches are hoes. There's not one female in the police department. There's not one female in the military that didn't get fucked and fucked around. Why? Because it's a male-dominated space, and they never got that type of attention before. And how do females get power? By fucking men with power. That's black pill for your ass, isn't it?
Yep. Amen. And and it's like I said, it's more refreshing. It's more refreshing than anything that's that entails you going through some kind of gymnastics to obtain one of these chaos goblins.
I don't need to go back and forth with niggas. I've done that my first 2 years in this bitch. Notice you don't see too many people come to debate me. The last person you saw me debate me, he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. BGS had to actually save him because it was getting embarrassing. But he was such a Trump hater. Tell the truth, shame the devil. But nah. Too many people get into these emotional tirades. And then, what happened? Motherfuckers don't want to tell you the truth. Motherfuckers want to go by their emotions. Emotionalism does not save your community. If anything, that's the reason why it's in the shit show it's in today. Don't forget.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
Hit the goddamn Cash App if you feel entertained. Don't turn away from the show. Don't get my viewership down. It's funny because I've noticed this. You want to, when the Tito thing, if you're really that great of who you say you were, you don't have to go to nobody else's channel to start some shit. You looking for drama to get more views to your channel. It's the Clarissa Shields shit. The only reason you talk about you want to box a dude, you didn't say nothing about Tank. Because Tank would have took the fur off your ass. He ain't got no problem slapping a bitch, obviously.
Mhm. Yeah, Edward brought up that too, man, about some Edward exposed some personal stuff with Tito, man. I'm like, yeah, because he called Edward fat, and then Edward came with the Hurricane Edward. Well,
Yeah, Tito's a little handsy. I heard he was a little handsy. See, the problem is this. Every time I go to a person's panel, notice I don't go to nowhere as near people's panels as I used to. Nowhere near. I have no fear debating people. Here's my thing. If I debate you, it's in good faith. Don't come up there trying to fucking mute me because you don't like what was said or you couldn't debate or you couldn't debunk it. Just like some dumb bitch said, well, men are hurting women in domestic violence. I said, first of all, lesbian relationships are the most violent. Explain that where there's no men involved. That's where you get majority of your domestic violence.
It should clearly show right there.
I said, first of all, y'all were killing us 5 times the rate of white men. And here comes some super simp. Oh, that's some Twitter. No, it isn't. Read a book, bitch. But yet, you want to talk about, well, a lot of these niggas get robbed because they date ratchets. I said, okay, from your logic, we should blame a chick who gets sexually assaulted because she wore a skirt. That's what you just said. How would I know if the chick that I'm dating is setting me up to get robbed? I'm in good faith. Just like a chick who wears a skirt and it's a nice sunny day, should she be touched by anybody? No. So you're going to blame the victim? She couldn't say shit about that. This is the reason why a lot of y'all niggas need to stop being afraid and check these bitches.
Well, in order for them to do that, they got to pass the first wall, which is checking the women in your family.
Let's be real. Let's be real here.
Once you do that, then you're bold enough to check them all, because you can't check the non-blood and then be all
No.
Let's be real here. Even when it's online like this, these niggas is trying to get pussy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why they come. That's why they come with the simp shit. They trying to get pussy, man. These niggas don't believe the shit they say.
Bro, I realized that, man, and that's why it took me to go through many different people's panels, and I totally resonate with Brother Charles when he mentioned that, man, like about him not going to a lot of people's panels like that, and I started noticing just on the happen chance that I basically became like that too. It just became so redundant to me. It's kind of like a game, like a video game. You're not going to force yourself to play a game that became redundant after so long. It's just nonsensical. You know what I mean? Like, no, you will want to move on to something else that will excite you. You know what I mean? Something new. And yeah.
Let's look at this real quick, right? Most of the people you see in this world, right? They don't have shit going for them. They really don't.
Because Charles, I mean, because going around, I just started noticing that, man. Ping ponging it back to what brother ABM said. You know what I mean? That that's all they show they want is just a cooch. You know what I mean? They find little slick, slithering ways to express that that's what they're about, that they're not on no true brotherhood type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, none of that. They just want to do these things to appeal to these females / females to capture their adoration.
And here's the part, right? A lot of these niggas out here pander for pussy. Because what they'll always tell you, the realest shit I could tell you is that a lot of these niggas never had what? They never had women lust after them. Okay? a lot of these niggas have never been the man walking through the door. They never did. You never been the man. Even to this day, I could go to females and be like, look, I'm better than your fucking baby daddy or your ex-husband, and you know it.
But these chicks really ain't nothing to boast about, though. That's what I'm saying. Like when cats be like, "Oh, I got 20 more girls than you," and I'm like, all of them are walking zombies. All of them are half dead. What the hell is there to boast about? The same chicks, damn it, y'all boast about, damn it, that was on y'all arms, damn it, the same bras that get up on these damn platforms and show just how nuttier than squirrel shit they are. And motherfuckers calling for Batman to come and take this motherfucker to the Arkham Asylum. Like, I'm just, man, I just laugh my ass off every time, man. I'm like, wow, if it's chicks you won't boast about, damn it, hell, say like, damn it, how you got 5 or 10 chicks on your arm who are like submissive, cooperative, you know what I mean? Like, just a joy to be around type of shit. Not these damn hyenas. What the hell? I'm laughing at motherfuckers when they do that shit. Wow. Boasting about garbage. I don't do that. I'm cool.
I tell people all the time, man. I tell people, I said a lot of motherfuckers in the world are jokes. Here's the problem. You put pussy on this ideological scale that never existed. First of all, monogamy never benefited women. That's why they hate it. Why do you think women don't get mad because you fucking another bitch? They get mad because they think resources is going to another bitch. Okay? You cheated
Hold on, nigga Roshi. Repeat. For the back. For those in the back.
Women don't care if you fucking another bitch. That's why she's attracted to you in the first place. Because you could get other bitches. If a bitch didn't think you could get another bitch, she would treat you poorly. If a nigga, first of all, let's Ray, ABM, should I go black pill about what I'm about to say?
Hey man, go nuke. I'm tired of these motherfuckers giving these handling these women with soft gloves and shit.
First and foremost, niggas, stop being too goddamn available for bitches. If I tell a chick, come meet me somewhere, that's because I feel like not being in a house. And if I ask you, most likely, if I'm asking abroad, you're probably the last person I asked. Number 2, never make yourself always available. Number 3, first and foremost, let's put this out there. There's a reason why there shall be no other God before me. And let me break that one scripture down if you don't mind, do you? The old saying goes, when I went to go search for God, I found myself. When I tried to look for myself, I found God. So guess what? There shall be no other God before me. Meaning no pussy, no money comes before me. If you got a problem with it, that's your fault that you can't put the equation together.
Amen. Amen.
A lot of you put this pussy in fucking shit and think about it. Guess what? You know how many bitches I left and they fucked other niggas and then they want to come back? A lot of you motherfuckers be like, yo, afraid that your bitch gonna fuck another nigga. Go ahead. Go fuck him. I hope he fucks your brains out. And guess what happens? They don't treat them the same. They don't fuck them the same. They don't do something the same. I don't know. I don't care. But then you want to come back. You come back. But you're not going to get the same treatment. You're going to forever, I'm going to put you on that forever mission that never ended. You're forever going to be trying to get back in my good graces. And I will treat you differently on purpose. I will cuss you out. All my exes will tell you, Charles is a gentleman, but he doesn't take your shit. He won't take your shit, though. And said this in front of other bitches. I don't need to go prove myself to a bunch of internet niggas who only are fucking done something in their life because they could fucking bloop up a YouTube and a StreamYards. Do you know what the fuck I've done in my life before I was 16? I was an international athlete in fucking Europe, wrestling, freestyle wrestling at 16. What the fuck do I need to talk about to a nigga that's beneath me? Nigga, I liberated fucking countries. I rescued fucking Marines. I've saved people in my own goddamn city. I fucking resuscitated babies with my own goddamn hands. What the fuck did you do with your life? Shout out to Sugar Free. And he said it best. You got the same 24 hours as Michael Jackson and you still chose to be a nobody. One of my homeboys tried to complain about my wrestling career. I said, wait a minute. I'm a 4-time champion. What did you do in high school? Barely pass? Why are you talking about my greatness? I'm still getting greatness. I don't know losses. I only know setbacks. See, that's the part of the black pill. There's no loss. It's only I win or I learn. Niggas worrying about a pussy count. A pussy rate, let me tell you some real black pill shit. A lot of you niggas need to take a year off of fucking and develop yourself. You want to be real about some black pill shit? You would have made out better actually paying for the pussy instead of trying to wine and dine and sweet talk a bitch. But no, you don't want to admit that you paid for pussy. Well, guess what? As soon as you took her to fucking the steakhouse and she grabbed a doggy bag, a nigga like me gonna give her a couple of dollars and say, hey, she gives you the church hug or the hearty handshake. But a nigga like me, she's gonna hang with, or she dropped their, trust me, there's plenty of times niggas drop their chicks off at my house. And I'm so slick with it, all I gotta do is I'll tell her to act like you got the key. And I'll just open it, I'll leave it unlocked and act like you got the key. First time I got my heart broken, you ain't gotta tell me twice. How many of you niggas had a bitch drive 4 or 5 hours to see you? And the most I ever sent her was a toaster to her house. and maybe some flowers, which is nothing. She burnt that up in gas to see me. She cooked. What did I tell you earlier?
Yeah.
A lot of you niggas never been lusted after. And the sad part about it, you could put your position for that shit. Get in the gym. Get worldly. You don't get in the gym to go get a bitch. You get in the gym because you want to be the best version of yourself and you want to live longer and be healthy all the days of your life. Pussy is a byproduct of your greatness, not the end result.
It's crazy when dudes do that shit in the gym, be like flaunting themselves or whatever, just so they can be seen by the broad when it's no different than her ass showing her ass while she's turning around looking around to see who's looking. I'm like, come on, man, this shit is crazy.
You gotta realize some shit, right? You want to be great? Get out your comfort zone. Right now, you should be in that gym 3 times a week. Excuse me. You should actually, since you get your taxes back, a lot of you, get a bench, get a weight set, get a stationary bike. There you go. Why not? That bench, that's those weight sets, that stationary bike will be with you longer than abroad.
Hey, damn right.
And then on top of that, a lot of you need to stop talking about them. See, I could get away with it because I could prove it. But if you're not experienced in talking this black pill, red pill shit, shut your mouth and observe. Just shut your mouth and observe a bitch. You need to start putting bitches in categories. Why do you think I keep talking about that 90s Cub song from Baltimore? Find them, fuck them, and flee them. A lot of you niggas don't even know which bitches are just for fuck. Just because she's pretty and she got a nice ass, you think you could wife it. Oh, she's the girl of my dreams. No, bitches like that usually are the girls of your nightmares.
Well, let me correct you. Let me correct you just a little bit, Charles, if I may.
Oh, ABM coming in.
They don't necessarily wife them, but they will knock them up.
Oh yeah, that's even worse.
And you niggas do that shit on purpose. Let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
You niggas can't wait. Just like he said, a pretty bitch, pretty enough. It ain't like she a 10. She'll be a 6, and she'll have a nice figure. You niggas will get that bitch pregnant because in y'all mind, yeah, I got 18 years with this bitch now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
a lot of you niggas think.
And they fail to see that, man. Like, you know, that when us brothers are giving these guys these gems, this info, this life-saving info, they fail to see that, hey, man, we are telling you, hey, that this is the baseline of generally of how you should be as a man. You know what I mean? Like on this type of plane, like which is in alignment with God's word. And when you go left field from God's word, then you end up getting these wild, evil, deranged, crazy ass looking male chaos goblins. You know what I mean? Because a dude who is spellbound, he is therefore deemed no good for any kind of man brotherly activities.
Yep.
He's going to sabotage it in some way.
And here's the fucked up part, right? The fucked up part is they get these bitches pregnant, then they want to come on here and expect sympathy.
Oh, hell no. You get the boot. Nope. Get the boot to send your ass to Mars. Nope.
Oh, man. Child support. Oh, man. Mandatory DNA testing. Like, yo, cut it out, yo. All of you, listen, all of us cannot be in the same conversations.
No, we can't.
I can't be in a single man conversation. I got kids.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? You niggas out here that know damn well what you did. You know you got Shorty pregnant on purpose. You know damn well you weren't trying to wife her. You know damn well you don't take care of your kids. But you just wanted to sabotage her because you didn't want nobody else to fuck with her too heavy. You niggas cannot join the conversation.
No, you're not allowed, and I think we need to have a barrier for that shit. Because here's the fucked up part. This is the reason why, and this is a real black pill moment. These punk motherfuckers who are detractors of the space try to put us in the realm of Fresh and Fit. When Fresh and Fit don't even claim themselves to be black. Okay? So how is it that when we come out there and say, hey, we're gonna have actually a standard. We don't want to date baby mamas. Or if you're gonna date a baby mama, she's gonna have to do 20 times more than what a chick with no kids does. And you don't date a baby mama. Rule number one, if you're a man with no kids, you don't date a baby mama at all. There's too much manipulation going through it. Stop your pussy shit. Especially some of you sick, weak-kneed, soft-tailed motherfuckers. I don't have any kids of my own, so I'm gonna protect this. No, that's kidnapping, you sick bitch.
Mm-hmm. And also too, like the guys that have trouble where they act like they're all gonna like malfunction and shit if they follow through with what you tell them, because it's like they acting like they don't know how to be. They're coming to that. Shout out to Marvel, but F Marvel, but shout out to them. That white hot room or the white room, yeah, where the Phoenix goes, where the Phoenix dwells. So yeah, they scared to have like to face that nothingness, to come to that nothingness, so they can be able to build up onto themselves in which they should.
And another thing about the child thing, again, let's just keep it 100. Okay, black women with children are still going to get fucked. Okay, they're still going to get fucked, and a lot of y'all are still going to date them.
Mm-hmm.
And some of you are going to date them seriously. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's not going to go anywhere. Okay? But stop lying about it. A lot of you dudes, a lot of y'all dudes in the comment section, y'all know damn well you be going after these chicks.
Mm-hmm.
Stop
so
trying to
damn
be
bad.
everything you hear somebody else say. Dude, if you're going to date a chick with a kid, fine. You ain't the first nigga and you're not going to be the last. Just stop lying about the shit.
I mean, how bad is that motherfuckers got motherfuckers from overseas talking cash shit about y'all? Like, damn.
I mean, we just trying to give you some game on that shit. Yeah, you dating a chick with a kid, understand? You know what I mean? That shit does, you ought to set some parameters up for real.
Yeah.
You need to have a conversation with Shorty, especially if you dating her seriously. You need to have a serious conversation with Shorty. And she need to meet your demands. It's just like when you buy a new phone, and when you turn on that phone, you gotta agree to the terms and conditions. It's the same damn thing. Shorty need to agree to your terms and conditions. Because at the end of the day, you're helping her. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
Women don't have that problem most of the time, because even if she dating a man that has kids, 99% of the time, well, I ain't gonna say 99, let's say 95. 95% of the time, he don't have custody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that reminded me. Hey, so I was hearing something recently. Motherfuckers talking about some mandatory drug tests. I think that was not drug test, but DNA testing at birth. I think that was like one of NTR's videos or something. Yeah. So are they spreading that out now? Like, is it going to be going across like to all the other states?
The state. It has to be a state by state thing. Just like custody is a state thing. It's not a federal thing. It's states' rights.
I mean, but yeah, but is it still being talked about now? Like, is it they're basically slowly but surely the idea is spreading to all the other states?
Eventually, because guess what? I mean, you're trying to bring men back to the table. You don't have too many options because men will not fucking deal with you. Men will either play the game or prostitute.
So then it's going to be eventually turned into a federal thing.
You're
Okay.
gonna have to
Well,
because men are not gonna come back to the table and take marriage seriously.
well, then what's stopping them then from, having that mandatory DNA testing and shit, like across the board? Like, what's
It's
stopping them? Like, what's slowing them down?
The only thing that's going to stop them, like Charles said, is a states' rights thing at this point. So in some of your more liberal states like California, you're probably not going to see it. It'll be your red states that take on it first. Believe it or not, that's for all you niggas that hate Republicans so much. Your red states will be the first ones to take. Like right now, it's really your red states. Even Maryland has volunteer DNA testing in the first 48 hours. You got 48 hours to ask for a DNA test. You can get it for free.
But now with this Epstein shit, now you got people, hence like my brother and them talking about like, oh, I don't care what he talking about. Fuck Trump, them motherfuckers eating kids and shit. Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh my god, like.
Well, again, and take your emotions out of it. It's what I was trying to tell people who were so scared of Project 2025. I never said a bad word about the shit because Project 2025 had some good shit in it.
I mean,
like mandatory DNA testing, like putting an end to no fault divorce, like 50-50 custody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but plus, if you're a family man, you're doing that shit anyway. That's the secret. If you're a family man, if you're a father or a husband, you're doing that shit anyway.
So it's going to pick up. It's going to catch steam. Every state probably won't catch on to it, but most will. Like Texas, for example. Texas got a cap on child support. Again, Republican state. You niggas can keep on listening to these fucking black women. All you niggas out there, we gotta vote like a black woman. No, you're gonna vote like a black woman. I'm gonna fucking use common sense, and I'm not mad at all with Texas when it comes to that shit. Dak Prescott is gonna pay $2,300 a month in child support. Do you hear me?
Man, you better not say that shit, man. But you're gonna have Roland Martin come on your ass. Somebody, you better vote like a black woman.
I'll beat Fat Rolly's old ass, bro. Fuck Rolly. You niggas better grow up out here. Y'all niggas better stop this dick riding the Democrat Party so fucking much. I'm not telling you not to be a Democrat. I'm just simply saying, don't tell me everything that comes from the Republicans is a bad thing because it ain't. You niggas better catch up. Again, Dak Prescott, millionaire NFL player, he's paying $2,300 a month in child support, and that's the cap. It's not going to go any higher. You niggas keep playing, man. What are your Democrats doing for you? All you niggas right now to know damn well you living with your moms because child support is kicking your ass. What are the Democrats doing for you? That's all I'm saying.
Shit, not damn thing, hell. But people always want to. One of the things now, Charles and ABM, what they're doing now is they are. I don't know if that's like a scapegoat or whatever, but it's like now they're leaning towards the whole. Oh well, both of them ain't shit because they're the same size as the same coin. You know, what I mean, even though BGS says something like that to that effect or whatever, but not like how some of these cats are who are like totally against Trump. You know, and they just say, "Oh well, they're all fucked up."
Here's the problem, right?
I'm like, come on, man. That's intellectually lazy right there.
I believe in amoral pragmatism like BGS. Look, first of all, this is another black pill moment. Being an amoral pragmatist. If I'm in the middle of a war zone and my M4 is broken or out of ammo, a dead enemy has an AK right there. Am I going to have my morals and not use his weapon? Or I'm going to pick that bitch up and rock and roll? You going to pick that bitch up and rock and roll. A lot of motherfuckers need to be real honest because y'all don't. There's a reason why I don't get the amount of people when my shit pops up because we're gonna talk about hard truths. A lot of motherfuckers really want to fuck these stupid broads like a Senji, a Chrissy, and others. Y'all like that argumentative shit. I can't stand that dingbat shit for a second. That's why when I was on Mr. Z's channel, and I said, first of all, what we need to do is stop listening to these ugly ass, overweight, fucking chin like Peter Griffin bitches. Like, what? She doesn't. Nobody listens to these dumb bitches. Why would I be upset with a chick I'm not fucking? I'm not trying to fuck you. If she was actually making me money, fucking me, or have any dominion over my life that makes me better, you would matter. You don't. And the saddest part about this, fellas, is when you really boil this down to it, all it is pussy politics 101. A lot of niggas would actually not fucking care about this space if they got with the bitches they wanted. Black pill for your ass, isn't it? If you had to go, if you really had to say that, would you be over here if you got the bitches that Pookie got? And
I mean, it's just why what?
Why you fucking with Pookie's bitches? Why you fucking with a bitch with rainbow fucking colored hair? Why you got more bitches? Why you got fucking with a bitch that got more tattoos than Popeye the Sailor? Think about that shit. How many bitches are you fucking with that could wear a wedding dress and cover that shit up completely? I want you to think about this.
How many bitches are you fucking that can put on a pair of heels?
Exactly. How many
and know how to walk?
How many times do you have a bitch that you can take to the governor's ball and not embarrass you? Think about that. You can't. There's not one female I ever dealt with that can say she can never take me to a formal event. As a matter of fact, I've been known to outdress bitches I've been with. How the fuck I'm wearing a three-piece tuxedo suit and I'm outdressing you and you a broad? Take some pride in your shit.
Hey, I'm gonna take it back to what I said about the heels. That is a fucking lost art today with black women. A lot of these bitches, y'all bitches know y'all big. You can't put on no fucking heels. You're gonna fall.
That was funny.
Real shit.
Said that.
Real talk. You know that's why you laughing because you know it's the truth.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All this talk about what men's supposed to be fucking doing and shit. It's very little conversation about what women's supposed to be doing. Just like every man, just like I say, every man should know how to change a tire. Every woman should know how to rock some fucking heels. And you can't put on some heels, bitch. You too big.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you should know how to cook. You should know how to conduct yourself in formal manners. And guess what? A woman, just like my friend tried to say, a real man don't talk down to a woman. A real woman don't talk back to a man.
Yep.
And in fact, when you look at other cultures, mouthy women are frowned upon. When you start paying attention to other cultures and how they do things, you can call the other side of the planet backwards or, old fashioned all you want, but there's a reason why women don't have, like, for example, some clip, this was years ago on Facebook, some clip of a wedding came across my feed. It was some Turkish people, but it was all men in the ballroom and shit. So I commented and I said, if this is a wedding, where's the women? So somebody replied and said, in my culture, the women are on the other side of the ballroom. They're doing their thing. The men do their thing. See, other cultures don't tolerate that shit from women. And I've said this before. In the West, we spend too much fucking time mingling with each other.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, man, like, you know, it's
That's why you get
weird.
mouthy ass women. That's why you get Clarissa Shields and shit want to fight niggas and all that shit, because these bitches hang around niggas to the point they start thinking they niggas.
This should be reminding me. Like, I be having like some reminders, dude, of a lot of shows and shit I've seen, man. Like, you know, in accordance of how motherfuckers, different societies will act and shit between one another, you know, or within their indifference. And it's weird because I'm like, wow, so it's damn near universal of how women should act, you know, and the expectations of, you know, of their actions. And so, and they go and they operate accordingly. Hold on. So I'm putting these together. So I'm like, okay. And we're not allowed to implement these policies and all these regulations that is universally used and over, you know, in all these other societies, like, you know, though they may have their own bullshit, but their women ain't going all crazy and wild like the women here in the States. I'm like, that's crazy to me, because I'm like, if these tactics work over here, that keeps these women in line to at least a great degree versus over here, then how the hell come we can't use their ways, some of their ways, take notes from their ways to get shit straight over here. You know,
dog, we did. We had that at one point, but something came along called feminism. I just saw a clip of over there in Israel right now, right? Okay, so they getting bombed. Iran is bombing the shit out of Israel, right? So you got motherfuckers in bomb shelters, and it's still the same thing. Men on one side, women on the other side. We used to do something similar here in the States and shit until feminism came along. Because honestly, if you look at history, if you look throughout history, that's how it's always been. It's always been that way.
Yes,
in the 50s, women would do, even in America, women would go do women shit. Women will hook up with each other. They exchange fucking recipes and talk shit about their husbands and all that bullshit. They doing that. But nowadays, it's just mingling. This constant 24 hours a fucking day. Men mingling with women, women mingling with fucking men. Now you got women with more tattoos than niggas. You got women out here more face piercings than niggas. You got women out here tattoos on their faces and shit. You out here in a mini dress with tattoos on your face,
and they think it's super sexy when they show their ass and shit, their ass cheeks. They got tats on their ass cheeks,
tats on the ass, tats on the feet, whole sleeves, whole back is fucking done.
And that element is on black and white women here.
Yeah. Like Charles was talking about the governor's ball. Like, yo, you don't see no women at a ball with a gown on with the back out and she got her whole fucking back tatted. You don't see that shit.
I'm like, bitch, I see your ass cheeks, bitch, but I'm trying to look past the tats, bitch, to the shape of your ass. But, bitch, I can't help but see this foreign god you got tattooed on your ass cheek. But I'm cool.
And you motherfuckers wonder why you got the shitty mothers that you got nowadays?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I know y'all, bro. Definitely both of y'all, nigga, Roshis, nigga. I know y'all will have fun ripping alive this chick that Fantastic posted earlier in this video he posted earlier, man, about this musty ass bitch on this Pop of the Balloon show. She ended up hopping on DJ Hamp's platform. That dude from like this might be risky dude. That's his name of his channel. Yeah, she hopped on there and was talking shit, and she's another anti-Trump supporter, and boy, she is. Y'all have a field day with this fat bitch, boy, because she's ill built as hell, but talking cash shit.
I'll
ill
tell you.
built and talking cash shit, bro.
I'll tell you this. In my real life, I spend more time lifting weights, playing with my cat, talking to my son, going to my VA appointments, than giving a fuck what ill-gotten bitches do. I have no problem getting women. I just got a problem with the attitudes and the wherewithal of women. That's my problem. Oh, you hate women, nigga. I fuck more than anybody I know. And see, it's not just that, oh, I fuck any. I don't have to suffer fat bitches. Okay, that's the thing. People don't. I can get the highest quality of bitches. Keeping them is she worth the keep? Okay. I get calls from chicks all the time. Can you come over and chill with me on the porch? Can you come over? I don't have problems getting women. Here's the problem. It's the fucking dealing with you for a long period of time shit is the fucking problem. My tolerance is lower than goddamn the stock market. And when people like to say, and to answer your question, All-Star G, should black people at this moment be involved in politics? Hell no. You see what the fuck? People really thought Jasmine Crockett should have won. That tells you something. People think Kamala Harris was qualified. That tells you something. What qualifications did this silly bitch ever do? This lets you know I am so glad that I have a black pill moment again. I am so glad that I have certain fucking filters that I do not allow people to go past. Once you show me your ultra liberalism and you don't know what the fuck you talking about, and you talking about that men are scared of women leadership, when the fuck are we scared of you? You don't fight. You don't fucking wage war. You don't beat up men in the streets. The fuck do I gotta be scared of you for? I'm the motherfucker that could come out of my house and walk down the street and make motherfuckers part like the Red Sea. You call people like me to solve your problems. I don't call you. Okay? For the nerdy guy who likes comic books and collecting his action figures and playing video games, have you noticed that everybody doesn't call their thugged out cousin or their thorough ass uncle? They call me. Why? Because when shit gets over above their head in the water, I'm Aquaman, bitch. I'm the king of the seven seas. I'm the big gun. I'm your Superman. You call me because if shit gets real bad, I can handle it. That's how I see life. I don't give a fuck. Oh, these bitches. Fuck them. Close your door. Fuck them. Either fuck them or fuck them.
Well, hey, man, we got to protect our black women, man. We got to protect our black women, man.
But you
From these
strong
motherfuckers, man.
You strong and independent. Protect your goddamn self. That's the folly of strength. Okay? Nobody's coming to save you, Clark. That's the folly of strength. Nobody's coming to save you. You got all these people talking all this rah-rah shit. For what? For what? If you're talking about respectful people, they don't go through the problems of what a fucking King Von will go through. They don't go through. You telling me that fucking hardworking man is going through the same problems that Freddie Gray went through? Not all of us are the fucking same ilk, and we need to really establish that. First and foremost, there's a class and quality of a man, period, before you can even come up at this platform and speak. There's 50, 60-year-old men who can't tell me shit about raising children, especially if they never had one. If you never had children and you 50 or 60, you can't come to my conversation. well, these chicks, first of all, when it comes to marriage, that's a different conversation. You know why? Because in order for you to leave that marriage, "fuck you, pay me" has to be invoked. There are certain things that we need to tell people. If you're not on this level of information, you can't be here. If you're not willing to put in your dues, you can't be here. We'll help you, but you're gonna have to put in your dues.
Hey, and also I don't know about y'all motherfuckers, but I be looking at these some bitches sideways when they be coming and talking about whether it be like somebody who I just met or whatever, you know, through casual conversation or some shit like that, because I'm not socially
It's a
fucked up to where I can't conduct myself like that. You know what I mean? With people on that normal level. Nah, it's just the thing is, I can't stand these motherfuckers, whether they people I know or don't know, want to come to me and be like, "Hey man, I just got a baby, man. Shit, man. You know, me and my girl, man, we just had a baby, man. Me and my wife, man, we just had a baby." I'm looking at you.
It's one thing if you're like lost.
God bless you.
It's one thing if you're like lost or you're young and you're learning. I get that. You should be taught.
These are 30 and 40-year-old motherfuckers talking this shit, man.
It's like if you're I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of motherfuckers who come to BGS streams and ask some asinine shit, and you damn near a grandfather. You're a grandfather's age and you don't know this shit about women. And I get it, everybody's not on the same level, but there's some shit you should know.
Right, exactly, man. Oh.
And it's even if you know just baseline shit. I'm not saying you gotta be Magic Don Juan and pimping bitches, but there's some baseline shit you should know. Like I said earlier, or yesterday actually. Why the fuck should I care about what a fucking fat faced bitch says if we got shit with Iran? Do we really? Does this bitch really? No, nobody gives a fuck what the cat lady say. If you bitches see, this is a silly thing. Let's look at it. Bitches don't like bitches in charge.
Nope. Hey, you know what? You're right. And they can't say, "Oh no, Charles, no, that ain't true, Charles." Nope, well, bitch. There's videos on social media, bitch, that already shows that. Yep, the bitches already came out and said, yep, they can't stand working under another woman, especially a black woman.
And then on top of that, let's look at the facts. We as a people really need to get our shit together because we can't save everybody. Everybody's not meant to be saved on the fucking. Everybody did not come on Noah's Ark, did they? You know the reason why in the story a lot, why God said don't look back, and he put that incantation in the air? Because there's some motherfucker that's always who really love their sin. There's somebody who's always going to love that sin. You talk about you want the God Almighty to rescue you. You want redemption, but you always go back into that fucking cesspool. And when you turn into a pillar of salt, you just proved everybody right. You were a cesspool ass person. This is the reason why a baby mama gonna have to pay a higher tax. You gotta do 20 times extra per kid to get a man.
They're mad that they have to pay.
Charles. Hold on, Charles. That's going to hurt some feelings. That's going to hurt some feelings.
What did we say over this channel? Fuck your feelings.
Damn right. And the bitch was mad they had to pay $100, damn it, for that damn dating event.
The same way the fat bitch gotta pay a tax.
You gotta do 20 times per child So guess what? If you bitches got 7 kids, whew, you gonna be the second coming of June Cleaver times 1,000. You better be the cookingest, the cleaningest, the most docile. You better suck dick like what's her name?
You asking
Like
way
Del
too much,
Rio.
dog.
Oh,
You
guess
asking
what?
way too much.
But guess what? I live in the United States, and our motto's been for a long time: we don't negotiate with terrorists. Either you
Hey,
fit with our demands, or you stay in Lonelyville, population U. You don't get the best of the best. See, first of all, when you have a
Mm,
child, you get the best of the best.
mm,
You
mm.
already disqualified from getting the best of the best by having a child, especially by a child by a lesser man.
See, and that's why you got these bras, because that's trending now. These bras making videos talking shit about childless men. Oh, you niggas sassy. Oh, these niggas think they are that, etc., etc. See, because they starting to see.
Yeah,
Because only 36% of black women can say that they don't have kids.
yeah. Think about it.
The vast majority of black women got kids.
You got remember when they keep projecting all this shit, black men making all these babies.
Yeah.
Almost 70% of the time, if a woman has 2 or more kids, it's by 2 or more men. Think about
64% of black, shout out to SWP, 64% of black women have children. And the majority of that 64%, it's by multiple men.
which comes up to 67. And it's funny, right? So like I asked this one bitch, if you think I'm raw here, some of y'all need to follow me on fucking Facebook when I be posting, when I be in some of these groups. This chick tried to say, well, I said, let me ask you this question. Since she's trying to say that we date ratchets and we get set up for robberies, now how do I know she's a ratchet? She could put on a mask like anybody, but that's the equivalent of saying to a sexual assault victim, she should be blamed because she wore a skirt. No, that doesn't give nobody the right to fucking do crime against her. I said, but okay, if you want to talk about we date ratchets, which majority of black men do not, or we try to avoid them, we might fuck them, but we don't date them. I said, but here's the blunt thing: how many of y'all black women willingly date criminals and jailbirds? She couldn't answer that. Why are you running? You want to talk about the community? You are what you eat, and y'all eat a lot of dick. And then you're not even. This is the part that kills me, right? And like I said, if I had a daughter, I'd be blackpilling my daughter too, like I am with my son. I would tell my daughter, which one of these motherfuckers is the smartest motherfucker in the school? Yeah, go fuck that motherfucker. Fuck his brains out. I can't stop you from fucking, but I'm gonna curb that shit. If you're gonna fuck a valedictorian or something. You gonna fuck a nigga who got a STEM fucking a STEM degree scholarship or something. Have you ever noticed that mothers will never encourage their daughters to get with a nigga who's going places?
Yep.
They will actually encourage their daughters to date with nothing but obsolescence. Because you got to think about it.
To dwell in the glamour.
They will actually encourage their daughters to literally get the second coming of the niggas their mothers would date. They claim they wouldn't, but I've seen the niggas. I've seen bitches go homeless in their cars only because they would never obey a man. Let me see. J Money said, we need to stop giving these women kids. I personally should have been more selective with my seed. Here's the problem. We don't give them kids. Less than 50% of men, any race, any time period of the history of the world, less than 50% of men have ever reproduced. But yet, women like men who gets bitches. if you notice, I've actually asked my ex this. One of your exes, when you first met him, he already had 3 kids. You had the last 2. Why did you think it was a good idea to have a baby by a nigga who already had 3 kids by 2 women? That doesn't sound like a good fucking answer, does it, folks? That's illogical. Don't give me that I'm young shit, because if you old enough to fuck, you ain't that young. When your body starts getting hormones to reproduce, you're not young anymore. You ever notice, except in the black community, every other culture has a culture of manhood and womanhood?
Yeah.
So you can't say that I'm young and utilize that excuse. Close that door.
I heard that, boy.
You can't utilize that "Hey, I'm a young" excuse. What, you expect to have babies at 40, bitch? Why do you think your body starts to develop having children around 14, 15, 16? Because those are the optimum years for your body biologically. So if you're 19 and you have a kid, and I remember dating this one chick in the department. One of the cardinal sayings: don't shit where you eat. Don't shit where you eat. And she graduated college at 23. I said, so at 23, you couldn't get married? I was super young. Bitch, 23 is not young to get married. You a dipshit. And guess any bitch who says that, guess what she's usually not gonna be? Married in her lifetime.
Real shit.
It's stupid. We don't give a lot of these bitches babies. Think about it. You think Brittany Renner gives a fuck about her child? No. She's about the child support.
No, that's another demon, boy.
And then here's her ratchet.
Her and her mother.
Guess what? She's a mixed bitch. Her mother's a ratchet white bitch. So here's my thing. Stop believing that it's just Keisha. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers over there. We got the equivalent of COVID in this country, and everybody got Keisha-like symptoms. You going around making the baby feel uncomfortable and crying, and you worrying about child support because your bitch ass too fucking lazy to work.
Which goes back to the whole thing about sharing dudes.
Mm-hmm.
See, another thing we got to stop doing is we got to stop saying we.
Mm-hmm.
No, they are giving these broads kids.
Mm-hmm. I want you to think about that. You got Brittany Renner, a known hoe, which pisses me off about PJ because, you know, it improves my thing about 2 of the biggest simps in the world are studs and athletes and over the hill niggas. And you telling me you want to get pregnant a bitch that's been passed around like that basketball you play with, and you didn't think you were going to catch hell? What do you think LeVar Ball told his boys? You will never find love. You will never find. I would if I wasn't with a chick before, I'm not gonna find. I would be pragmatic. Why get married?
Well, it took me one time to learn my damn lesson. You hear me? Shit.
You know, you think Tiana Taylor really loved Homeboy? Get the fuck out of here.
Kind of like DDG. DDG fucked up with Halle Berry. See, he thought he had a winner.
Mm-hmm.
No. No, you got
T-
the same shit. You could have grabbed any fucking black woman, any chick out of the fucking projects in a insert city here.
Tiana Taylor is trying to get up to the level of of Holly Berry. She's trying to be like the next Monsters Ball bitch.
Tiana Taylor, some of that
She
divorce settlement
she
got rescinded.
she's trying to have her own Monsters Ball type of movie.
Some of that Tiana Taylor settlement shit got rescinded.
Good. Especially since at the time she was making more.
And not only on top of that, the rumor is before Tiana Taylor, he was banging what's shorty name that went crazy over the white boy? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Travis Kelce, his
her.
ex.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing black men gonna have to stop doing. Black men gonna have to stop simping when you get money.
Boy, it's hard.
Niggas be simping when they get money, yo.
And they get shocked too. Like I had some dudes just look at me all shell shocked when I tell that motherfucker, no, you're not fit to hang around men, to be around men. The hall of men. No, you're too much of a liability. They be like,
That's all. That's all DDG did. That's all DDG did.
How come we can't hang, man? How come we can't do this? How come we can't do business? No, because of how you show yourself to being with this woman. Like you're too far gone. No, as soon as she breaks your heart, damn it, you catch her sleeping with two dudes and shit, then you gonna try to breathe that hellfire up on everybody else. No, I'm cool.
Well, it's the same thing with, like I said, DDG and Iman Shumpert. Okay, DDG didn't get nobody pregnant until Halle Berry because you really wanted the wife, and that's why you got her pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Which is the black man cardinal sin we talked about earlier.
And then all you got was the same old baby mama shit you could have got from anybody. And then Iman Shumpert, it's like, okay, why would you marry the broad and then want to still fuck hoes? You could have just been single. One thing I give credit to Kevin Durant for, he don't got no kids. You never hear his name come up and shit.
Yep. Nothing.
I don't know if that nigga then got snipped or what the fuck, y'all, but he makes sure he keep his name out of shit.
I mean, you can't. You see, here's the biggest problem. And I can tell that a lot of these niggas have this single mother disease in them. Stop believing these bitches got your best interest. You look at the Bailey sisters. They're, how can I say it? You know what I'm about to say, ABM, because you're going to get the reference. They're Woodlawn, Milford Mill bitches trying to act like they city girls.
It's street cred for them.
It's the same.
Chicks like Halle Bailey do the ghetto queen shit because that's their way of getting street cred.
Yeah, those are the chicks that you used to mess with if you're a city boy. If you're a city boy in Baltimore, you go to Woodlawn, Milford Mill, White Marsh, where they live in the good places, and they gotta try to out ghetto the hood chicks. But they can't do that because the hood chicks will beat their ass and run them back to the county. The only reason she didn't get her ass beat is because she's rich and popular and famous. She would have done the same shit. Homeboy would have got his sisters or some chick to beat her ass. That's the story people don't talk about. Did you hear about Michael B. Jordan? That Lori Harvey actually sent him a text and he just left her on red eating a burger?
No, I didn't hear that. I saw something somebody alluded to it, but I didn't know the exact story.
Yeah. And he's just smiling, eating a burger with his Oscar right there with him.
Well, like I said last night, Lori Harvey, she's been bouncing around the industry. I mean, at this point, why would you want to wife her?
Yeah.
I don't even understand why niggas would want to fuck her at this point. First of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I don't see the big deal in her.
Nah.
Hey, you
I
know who
just
still
don't.
look
I
good
don't
after all
see
this
what's
time?
there. What is there that I'm not seeing?
You know
I'm
who
not
still
saying
looks
she's
good all
ugly,
this
but I'm
time
just simply
though?
saying,
After all,
what is the fucking deal?
after all this time, you know who still looks good? That your girl played Topanga.
Yeah, but that's a different story. But here's the crazy part: none of these bitches will be married. All these bitches will complain about men. All you gonna see the next generation of Vivica A. Foxes. You were one of the baddest bitches in your prime, and this is what I always tell you niggas, man. A lot of y'all niggas who listen to my show who are single or younger, if you see a bad bitch who can't keep a man, there's something wrong with her. If you're gonna fuck, don't take it seriously. Don't fall in love. It's just a sport. It's no different than you playing ball with your boys or working out in the gym. It's just a sport. Wrap that shit up like it's fucking king, like it's king fucking, like it's nothing, like it's a goddamn almond raw. Like you felt like you wrapping that shit up like a mummy. Like, I'm sorry. You gotta look at these chicks and see the mental illness before them. Eyes glazed over, head tilt slightly to the side. They're looking at you because they have no empathy. You're a plaything to them.
They're the Walking Dead. Damn it, Dead Dread. What?
Look at Kiki Palmer. She didn't want that nigga for nothing but the genetics. She didn't think about marriage. She didn't think about shit. That lets you know the class of women they are. They will willingly go up on the stage of Saturday Night Live with the fucking baby bump in there, obvious baby bump on them. And then you want to try to make it look like this man abused you because you gave them still frames. And guess what? Once they put the video together, you were attacking him. Notice that video went way quiet, didn't it? I went and told a lot of them, look, she got to leave. She got to go. You gonna put me in jail? Yeah. You gonna scratch me in my face? Yeah. I'm gonna put you in jail. But nobody wants to actually hold these bitches accountable. This is the reason why black men in unison should say, hey, I may not agree with you all the time. I might have my differences, but here you go. I can't take you seriously. I really can't.
Yeah. Hell, I can. They stop changing these damn male characters. I mean, in the fucking female characters. I'm tired of that shit.
Yep. Anybody got any last words?
Nope. Thank you, bro, for having me on. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a good time. It's about 4 hours. Shit.
That's a hell of a show. Let's get the hell out of here. Woo!
Peace.
Good night.